All right.
Pepto-Bismol's a godsend, guys. Just
All
to
right,
let y'all
that's the
know.
first thing we said this
That's
stream.
true.
Hello.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah, anyone want to volunteer to do a little recap of what happened last session?
Izzy.
No.
We always pick Izzy. I feel like since you volunteered someone, it has to be you, Juan.
Sure, why not?
All right, in Marcel's perspective, what happened last session?
Oh no.
Okay. Not a damn thing, because a lot of shit went around Marcel for the first half because Marcel wasn't there. Okay, well, Marcel thinks what happened. Marcel came back from school. All the rest of friends came back from school. And you know what? Marcel has some ideas what happened there when they were vacationing. He knows Leo was just gathering his harem. He knows Izzy was trying to chase some tail. They were like chase like wolf people's tail. Athera was gathering an army of squirrels. Marcel is 100% sure because Athera seems to be a little more connected to squirrels than he used to be. Rosarius is trying to Marcel thinks that Rosarius is trying to add something else to his armor, but it's a mystery to him just yet. He'll find out what that new piece of equipment is. And he also knows that Lucien, he does book stuff.
He does book stuff indeed.
And then Marcel is like heartbroken because his good friend Kieran isn't here anymore. He's just gone. Marcel seems to be the one who really wants his old Kieran back. And the guy was his drug dealer after all. He needs that weed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we learned that this school is actually sponsored another way to get income. And it's by the Holy Catholic Church, the good guys. I mean, the Church of Peron.
Yeah, calling them good guys is...
And 3 of these good guys showed up. And they're just the most lovable and kind people Marcel has ever seen. There's nothing evil and gross about them. And they even talk to us. Saying, hey, you guys know about Kieran, don't you? And Marcel being accommodating, he's like, Kieran had left. So Marcel gave them a very interesting note that the real person who helped Kieran to escape, unseen, unheard of, was Billy Castor. They should put all their efforts in trying to extract information from Billy Castor. And then we went on our way.
That was actually pretty accurate for what happened. Surprisingly, Marcel was on top of things.
Well, I know what goes on in the game.
But yeah, last session we caught up with some of the downtime activities because we skipped a little bit of time. Not much happened in the second half of the semester. So now we're picking up in the second semester of y'all's first year at Loomis. New classes, new classmates in some cases. It's a lot of change, but still the same old school everybody's used to. The biggest thing is now you guys are getting sent out on missions, which we have a little bit of time before you guys get sent out on your first one. So after that last interaction between you guys and the representatives of the Church of Peron, you guys have some time to either prepare for this mission, which will take place 2 weeks after where we picked up, or you guys can put your focus towards looking for Kieran and helping the church, or just doing it for your own volition, whichever you want to do. So, to give you guys an idea of where we are at, the school started back on the 5th of Primana, which is like January, first month of the year. We will be picking up on the 16th, so 11 days later. That is when you guys are getting sent out on your mission. In between then, like I said, you guys are going to class, you are interacting with your classmates, catching up with NPCs, getting used to your new schedule. Not a ton of stuff is happening, but that's when your first mission is going to be. So I think now would be a good time to go ahead and break this up into 2 groups. I'm going to let you guys pick either to focus on mission prep, research on that, or looking up information about the church, about Kieran, or stuff like that. And the more people who devote themselves to it, the lower the DC will be for each of those.
Marcel will be devoting himself to Kieran because, part of the team.
Yeah. Who's going to join on that? We'll do that first. Who is focusing on church and Kieran stuff?
Yeah,
We'll
because they're
do
kind of the same.
Yeah, I'll do specifically the church side of that.
Cool. So Rosari's.
I mean, I can help with Kieran.
Yeah, Rosari's, Leo, and Marcel. You other three?
I'm doing the mission.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, I'm assuming
Okay,
Lucian's gonna help
great.
with that then.
I'm going for Kieran.
Lucian's helping with Kieran then. With
Oh yeah, Gwyneth,
Just
your
you
adventure.
and me.
Oh no.
the two really good nature people who rolled terrible survival checks during our first couple
Hey.
sessions.
We got better since then.
Yeah.
I spent all of my downtime doing survival checks.
For sure. Actually, since there's only two of you, let's focus on you guys first. So I'm going to let you
Wow.
know that in the downtime of this, you guys can sort of go whatever route you want to try to find information about Kieran, whether you want to like hit the books and do research on the church and on the area, or if you want to talk to people, whichever way that you go, I'm going to give you guys just like a couple of checks that you can make to try to gather information. So how do you guys want to go about it?
Hey, who are you talking to? Because you said we were going first,
Yeah.
but then you talked about Kieran.
Athera and Gwen.
Yeah, I
Um,
did get it confused when you brought up Kieran as
Okay,
well.
yeah, you're right. You're right. That statement goes for everybody. You can tell me how you are researching this, and that might give you guys separate checks. But at least for you guys, Athera and Gwen, you can just tell us sort of like how you're prepping for the mission and what you're trying to do, what information you might be trying to get, and we'll go from there. And I'll give you checks to make.
Okay. I guess I would research how, I guess like the fishermen, how like fishermen are in the area, and just the, I guess the general area, and like how, if it's like woods, if it's like more of a town, stuff like that, like what kind of creatures might also be in the area as well.
For sure. Go ahead, give me. I'm just gonna call it like an investigation or a history check, any sort of like intelligence skill for just researching this place.
Okay. Well, that is
I will
a
say,
9.
if you want to both do this, you'll get advantage, or you can each make your own separate check. But if this is just you kind of focusing on this alone, we'll just stick with that. So I'll let Athera decide whether she's helping you or not.
I'm
Okay.
imagining, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that Athera would be like, hey, Gwen, we should probably go to the library together and research it since everybody else went by themselves. So I would be there to help.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
You can do that.
Athera, if you want to make a separate check, you can, or you can give Gwen advantage. Either one.
What was the check?
Really any intelligence check, but I would say investigation or history would probably be the best ones here.
She's just gonna like help Gwen. She's gonna look over and be like, you definitely started reading at the wrong chapter, and kind of like flip back a few pages. You should probably try reading this chapter instead. It might be more helpful.
How do you know it's in this book?
Table of contents,
Who reads that?
obviously not.
I just skip over it.
I can tell.
Okay, fine.
Yep, so you'll have advantage. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay. That is a 16.
16, significantly better. All right, so tell me again, what sort of specific information do you want to find? Otherwise, I will just give you some basic stuff.
How like the terrain is, how like what creatures might be in the area, just some general knowledge about it, and how like if there's any sort of fisherman culture type thing there. I don't know.
Sure. I'm gonna take you to the map of Ilium to sort of show you what we're looking at here.
Okay, also to let you know, my roll 20 is not working again today, so I'm looking at this
No.
tree.
That's fine. That's fine.
I
So
don't know why it's like this. I want to fight it.
to put it into context, We're in Uralumis. It is in the middle of this big forest. We're right beside like a small lake called Lake Isoline. We're in the region of Ilium. That's like the capital kingdom that we're working with here. In this region, Brookleigh is southwest. And then it's beside a much larger lake, Lake Tiron. That's where you're going. So around you is a forest. Around there, it's mostly like a little more swampy area. It has like a couple of rivers that connect into this lake. There is a small sort of collection of small mountains not too far to the east of it called Crag Pass. And that is like the most important stuff that you'll find out. The other stuff that I will go ahead and tell you is, from looking at the map, the most important places are going to be Crag Pass. Like I said, that's how you typically get into Brookleigh. On the other side of the lake is the Dead Forest and Mosswood Swamps. So like those are the areas that we're looking at.
Okay.
But if that is about it, I will go ahead and tell you just basic research that you would get on a 16 for sure, is you have two main routes that you guys could take in order to get here. If you travel around the forest outside of Uralumis, it might be a little bit safer if you go through Crag Pass, but it's going to take longer. That would take you guys like 9 or 10 hours, full day for sure. But it might be a little bit safer than traveling straight there through the wilderness, through the big chunk of forest that's south of Uralumis. That'll take about 5 to 7 hours, depending on how fast you guys can travel, but more likely to bump into danger. So,
Putting all this in my notes.
yeah. With that, I'll say, Athera, I will also give you the option if you want to specifically look for anything as you're helping Gwen.
Yeah, so while she's doing that, I'm gonna go collect some other books. And I am specifically gonna look through history and folk stories surrounding Brookleigh, Lake Tiron, the Dead Forest, and Mosswood Swamps to just see if there's any hint of any like folk stories or weird happenings in the past in those areas.
Sure. Sticking with that 16, as far as folklore and stuff goes, the main thing that stands out, you don't find a lot about Mosswood Swamps, but you do find out the origins of the Dead Forest. About 8 years ago or so at this point, that used to be like a normal forest, and you're reading through this book about like the geography of Ilium and its history and stuff like that, and a good majority of it's dedicated to the actual kingdom itself. But you get to the section on Brookleigh, and this is inside it. You find a separate book that's a little more updated, and you find out that there was a like story of this group this forest that existed there. Apparently like a black dragon had came and made it its home, and this group went and like slayed the dragon, and that is what happened almost a decade ago. So that's how the story goes. You're not sure incredibly how much credit to give that, because again, this is like a book on stories and tales and things like that, but most of them seem pretty realistic. So it's not in any like academic book, but you do find that story for the area.
Cool.
I'll like, when I'm reading that, I'll kind of pass the book over to Gwen and I'll be like, look, there's mentions of dragons in the area.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
Not anymore, I don't think it. They say they. I'm gonna look really awkwardly at her for a bit. They said they killed one there. Just.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. It could not be true, but that's
It's probably a long time ago too. So
8 years.
8.
That's, I think, and I'm like re-looking at the book. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's not a long time ago. Scratch that out.
But they said it was a black one, so maybe it's okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I will say if you guys want to get more information about that, you're probably not going to find it in any books because it's a little too recent for it to be put in any like big publishings that you might find in just every common library, even the schools. But you at least have that sort of lead to go off of to start asking people about if you wanted to. I'll give one more check here. And Natalie, will you give me just a flat luck check? Just a flat d20, no adds to it,
I guess.
suppose.
If you have a rabbit foot, it's a +1.
Oh gosh. It's a 7.
A 7.
Lucky number, right?
That is
It's
a lucky number.
Yeah, that's a lucky number.
So I
That's
feel like that's
the
basically
secret
a
quirk.
20.
Yeah.
I'll give you a tiny bit of detail on a 7. Just because it's a lucky number. You
Thanks.
start looking through this book, and I will say a little bit of a like hint comes to you, and you start thinking if people went and killed a dragon in Brookleigh, which is fairly close to Loomis, like compared to a lot of other cities and stuff, who was it? Like, people aren't just walking around slaying dragons every day. Dragons are super, super rare, if existent at all. So if this is a true story, like, who are these people or person? So that's just kind of going around, rattling in your brain. Other than that, you guys go through your 2 weeks like normal. You're getting your classes and stuff like that taken care of. Let's switch to our other 4. Leo, Rosarius, Marcel, and Lucian. I'll let you guys sort of tell me how you're going about researching the church and Kieran and all of that. There's a lot of information there, so we might not deduce it to just one role. But how are you guys going about this, especially if you're doing it as a group?
Marcel would not really care much for what's going on with the Church of Piran. He will actually start be asking around if they've seen Kieran. Because he knows that Leo and Rosarius and even Lucian probably have the church thing down. But Marcel just wants to know what actually did happen to his good old buddy.
Yeah, so you're going talking to people about Kieran.
Yeah.
What about
Have you
everybody
seen
else?
this man? He takes off his shirt and there's like a poorly crude drawing of Kieran.
It just has
I've
a
seen
bunch
it.
of red hair on top.
Yeah.
We should probably start with Thatch, Marcel.
You see Marcel just talking to a bunch of random people, and then Leo says that, and he's like, "Good idea, Leo."
That's why you're a
Sorry,
wizard.
why didn't you think of that?
So as
Where-
this is
where's
happening,
Thatch?
well, you can definitely talk to Thatch. I'll ask you guys for some specific NPCs here in just a second, but I'm assuming Rosarius and Lucian, if I had to make a guess, you guys are going books.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe. It just depends on what everybody else does.
Word. We'll go ahead and we'll start doing that then, because I'm assuming you guys would also tell each other information that you get.
Yeah.
Who would like to go first? I'll give you the option. Rosarius, do you want to hit the books first, and then that might give you guys some insight into who to talk to, or do you guys want to go talk to people and then bring that to Rosarius before he researches?
Maybe we should have Rosarius research first.
Concur.
Rosarius, give me, I'm going to call it, you're focusing on the church, right?
Yeah.
You can do history or religion, either one. I feel like history is a little bit more fitting for this, but it's up to you.
16.
16. Definitely pretty solid. I'll let you tell me what you're specifically looking for to start, and then I'll build on it.
Specifically, I'm looking for to see if there's a pattern of assassination attempts, followed by the Church of Piran blaming a criminal organization and then coming in to solve the crime. Essentially, I'm trying to see if the Church of Piran is using criminal organizations to gain a foothold into a new city.
Yeah. So, you don't find a ton on that. You're looking for it. That's your sort of guess. You only really find news, and these aren't even in historical books. You're looking through news articles and I don't want to say gossip, but people
Tabloids.
communicating, public letters, stuff like that. One bit of news that seems to have spread fairly recently, within the past year or so, is there was a politician in Hillmount who was assassinated, and then their competitor obviously like rose to power, and that competitor started trying to root out the like thieves guild that was in the area, and in doing so, that's connected to the church because one of the church's main opposition is this faction called the Breeze Hands. They're gaining some like public traction. Some people are backing them despite them being like a thieves organization, just because they are opposing the church. So there's only one assassination attempt, but there seem to be, you're picking up like a small pattern of the church does seem to like maybe let a problem arise and then come in to swoop in to save it. You'll notice that there's a lot of documentation of people being sent out on like faraway missions only if there seems to be some sort of gain. Now, on a 16, you don't get a ton of details, but you're like, that seems to be the general vibe of the church. They're going to help when it is most effective for themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let Leo and Marcel know, and I'll let Lucien know, even though I'm not really sure what Lucien's researching or anything.
And to add to that, to give you guys a little bit of extra information to work with, you guys also know that Kieran, despite being pretty shady and things like that, from what he did open up and tell you, he was from Hillmount, and he kind of gave you guys some information that he's from the Breeze Hands, and he's on the run from them. So pieces start to connect. He's running from the Breeze Hands and the church. He seems to be like a common enemy for them. And the church just so happens to show up right after he disappears. So, Marcel and Leo, with that information, who do you go talk to? I'll let you guys give me your strategy here.
Thatch is for his roommate. He's probably saw Kieran, putting everything away, packing up and leaving. So he'd probably be the last person who saw him leaving.
Yeah, that's true. You guys go and find Thatch. Let's just go ahead. Give me a persuasion check with advantage. Not that Thatch would not help you, but just to see what his, how much information he is just immediately willing to share.
Both of us?
Just one person, but with advantage.
Alright, I got... Okay, I got myself 19.
Nice. So, Thatch, this little artificer goblin man, is incredibly entertaining and fun to be around. You guys go up to talk to him. How do you start the conversation? He seems pretty receptive.
Have you seen him?
Oh my god. Is that supposed to be Kieran?
Good job. He answered one of the first questions, Leo. He's good.
Thatch, Kieran has gone missing.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty great. I get both beds to myself. I made a bunk bed.
We want to know when he went missing, or when he packed up and leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen him since before the end of the semester, but I did see him once or twice during like finals week, like that week before we left.
Yeah.
So he was there, but he was kind of like really quiet and kind of like nervous, it seemed. But he was like, he didn't have a lot of stuff to pack, but he did seem to be like organizing things and preparing to leave. And then he just disappeared. And now I have the whole room to myself.
Did he leave anything? And
just some junk.
Did anyone search this place before us? Like,
no.
3 individuals?
No, I did have to talk to those the people that were at the meeting the other day, but I just told them what I told you guys. I haven't seen them.
What kind of questions were they answering?
They were asking me like, when's the last time I saw him? Where was he going? Who was he talking to? Who his professors were. See, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
I really pulled one over on him. You think I got him?
Most definitely.
Yeah. But yeah.
13 people keep saying Philly Casser. Waterboarding the poor guy. I don't know anything.
But yeah, I just told him all of that. I kind of told him what you guys already know, like who his classmates and professors were and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know who we have to talk to now, Marcel?
Well, did you check his bed? Maybe there's something, a note or something in there.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of crafty. He was able to enter do a bunch of crafty stuff, invisible kind of stuff. So maybe he knows some spy things, like secret compartments. Is this whole room gonna change if I pull this? He grabs a lamp and throws on the floor.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
All right.
I thought it was like a.
It's okay. I can rebuild it.
So
How about this? He
did you?
grabs a pillow and
Oh,
pulls
don't do it. Oh no.
You
Myself.
fling the pillow.
Set this one out for a
You're
second.
holding onto the pillowcase. The pillow flies across the room, smacks into a wall, and falls.
Marcel, chill.
Puts the pillowcase over so you can read.
Thatch will give you permission. If one of you guys wants to roll an investigation check, again with advantage, let me know how you want to do this.
Leo.
Ah, shit.
That's the good answer.
We sent 2 low intelligence people here.
Oh, you said with advantage, though. Thank
With
God.
advantage.
That's a 12.
A 12. Not much. The only thing that really sticks out to you is like there's a little bit of almost like this red, dusty, almost sand-like substance that is a little bit present on some of his bedding stuff, because like Thatch said, he made bunk beds, but all he did was literally like somehow, you don't know how this little goblin did it, but he got Kieran's bed and stuck it on top of his, and it stacks, so he has more space to work on stuff in his room. So you guys are like looking up, inspecting his bed, and you're like, Thatch hasn't really touched it, but there's like a little bit of a mess on here from where it seems like he was like ruffling through and like getting stuff before he left.
Right. So it's like a
Leo?
sand? So it's like a sand?
It's not even sand, it's like a dust. But it's a little bit bigger and thicker than dust.
There's dust, but not dust, if that makes any sense at all.
We have Thatch here. Thatch, tell us what it is. Marcel
Thatch, what is this?
Pulls him up.
Let me check Thatch's
Full on Rafiki Simba moments.
skills. Thatch, where you at, buddy? Is bonus. I'm gonna make him roll an Arcana check because he's pretty good at that. He's got a +6. I'll let you guys know. I'll even roll this where you guys can see it. He needs a DC 20 to identify this, so I'm
What
gonna
the fuck?
roll where you guys can see. Just a D20. What'd I get?
What do you roll?
I got a 6, so he got a 12 total. He takes this, sniffs it, licks it, spits it out. And he goes, ugh. I think it's a spell component. Most of the time, spell components taste pretty bad.
Kieran didn't use spell components.
Not that I know of. Hey, Leo,
Okay.
maybe you should take that. That's actually might be important.
Right. Thatch, do you have something we can put this in?
Yeah, I got a lot of bags and containers and stuff.
You would.
Yeah.
What are those for?
Cool. He gets you
Grabs
like
the
this.
pillowcase.
He's like, yeah, take that. You take this pillowcase, you like move some of the dust into it, close it off, hold it, tie it, whatever you want to do, and you have that you could take to get investigated by someone else at some other point.
And before they leave, Marcel, one more chance to find a secret hideout in this area. He grabs a mattress and chuck it, so it looks like it's a leopard.
You take the mattress, you flip it off of the bunk bed, it lands and flips onto the floor, it hits a couple of things on the way down, multiple things fall over, and that just goes, hey, did you mean to do that?
Yes. And he slowly walks away.
Hey, I can't put this back on the bunk bed. Door slams.
Closes the
Yeah.
door.
Oh no.
You
Well,
hear
I
a
think
lot
we
of
did pretty well, Leo.
loud noises coming
I think
from the
so.
room.
I mean, we have something.
You have a lead. I'll give you one more opportunity. Do you want to go talk to anyone else? And it doesn't have to be a specific NPC, but again, if you have like an archetype of person, like his classmate, his professor, or something like that, I could help you fill in the blank because you guys would know that about Kieran.
Yeah.
Who else was Kieran close to?
The people he keeps bamboozling with the drugs.
Oh, you're right. Who was that?
Marcel, You would recognize one. You had your little prince meeting with Ravik Alistrad, right? His older brother Drake is one of the people that Kieran was bamboozling with the drugs. So you know how to get into contact with Drake. You could find him. He's an upperclassman warlock. Easy stuff. Do you want to go talk to him?
Definitely.
Cool.
Follow me, Leo. I'll show you a world called Warlockism.
You guys wander around campus for a little bit until eventually.
No, Marcel stays in like a statue for like 5 minutes. Then we walk around.
Your first place that you go to look at is obviously the North Tower, where all of the warlock classes as well as sorcerer and wizard classes are. But eventually, from wandering around, you know, Drake probably might not be at like the classroom section. You go to another common hangout place, which would be like Nura House or even some of the dorm common rooms. You find him in the common room of Placides Hall, which is the martial character stuff. So like paladins, monks, fighters, barbarians. He's hanging there with his friend Henry, who's like this, short red hair, kind of tall and buff. Drake's sitting there with him. You know, he's got like a little illusion dancing between his fingers, and he's sitting there talking to him. And he sees you walk up, and he's just like, "Oh, hey, you're the guy who Ravik was talking about." Yeah. What was your name? Was it Macy, Magnus?
Marcy.
What's up, Marcy?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Just hanging out, having a good time.
And this is Leonardo.
Leonardo.
But you can call me Rosaris.
All right. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sure. Rosarius, Marcy.
Of Clan Gwen.
Can you just roll a persuasion check for me?
Deception or persuasion?
Deception. I'll do deception.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
25.
Nah.
He's like,
nice.
all right, cool. You guys have an interesting little group here. I'm assuming you're in a party together. It's like y'all's thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. Yeah, me and Rosaris are in a party.
Cool. Well, Rosaris, Marcy of Clan Gwen. Well, can I do something for you, or are you just approaching me to?
Yeah. Have you seen him? He pulls out his shirt and you see the face of Kieran.
At this point, it's like getting a little faded where your shirt keeps hitting it and like rubbing the marker, so it's like super smeared. He just goes, "Are you talking about him?" And he points to his friend Henry right beside him, because the only identifying thing on there is the red hair. And he points to Henry, and Henry just goes,
"Oh,
well,
no,
Kieran!
No, Kieran. No, we're talking about Kieran. That's who that's supposed to be."
Drake looks at you and he goes, I don't know anybody named Kieran, no.
Oh, fuck. He didn't go by Kieran.
No.
The guy who sold you drugs. The guy who sold you drugs.
Hey,
the good stuff.
hey. He like beckons you in a little bit closer, and you guys like talk a little bit quieter, and he's like, which one?
Oh, fuck. The red-headed
red hair.
one.
Okay, yeah, I should have assumed. Yeah, the one with red hair. Yeah, that's Jacob.
Yes, Jacob. I'm sorry. He introduced himself as someone else to us.
Yeah, different aliases and all that stuff.
Yeah, it really sounds
You
like you
know.
guys got duped.
Drug lords.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Cartels.
I mean, I haven't seen him recently. No, not in the past little while. I saw him last semester, and that was it. I've actually been looking for him.
When was the...
Yeah.
Where was he the last time you saw him?
Last time I saw him was during finals week at the very beginning. He was running between classes, and I caught him, and I was trying to ask him like why he hasn't been back by my room again to make another delivery. And he was, I don't know why he was in the North Tower, but he was heading upstairs for something.
North Tower?
Mm-hmm.
Leo's gonna look over at Marcel.
Marcel looks over to the person on his right.
You look over at Henry, and Henry just...
Okay.
Oh, then he looks back to... Oh, sorry. I thought we were doing it.
All right. Well, so I don't know if you know this, but Jacob hasn't come back this semester. and we're looking
for
for him
leads.
also because we're trying to buy some things.
Yeah, I mean, if you find him, let me know. Otherwise, best of luck. Like I said, that was the last place I saw him. He was running around with Loomis's daughter for some reason, and they were going
Whose
upstairs.
daughter? I'm sorry. Say
Loomis.
that one more time.
You know, the director of the school.
Right. What's her name?
Cilia, I'm pretty sure.
Celia. All right.
It's a silly
Thank you. Marcel.
He high fives.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for talking to us and let us know.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna be off. If you find out anything or you see him around, please let us know.
And have you seen this? He points to the pillowcase.
I've seen a
Please
pillow
ignore
before.
him.
Okay, I can easily do
No.
that. And he waves you
Mark.
guys off and continues talking to his friend.
Marcelo knows all.
That'll be about
We're
all
gonna
you
walk away.
guys really have time to do
Yeah.
in this downtime, like going and talking to people, finding them and stuff like that. However, I will give Lucian the opportunity, now that everyone else has sort of gotten their research done. Is there anything extra that you would like to investigate, research, or add?
Going a little bit off of what they just did. Did they show me that dust?
Yeah. I think we're gonna
if
bring
we
it
meet
back
up,
to you.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
meet up, Marcel definitely show it to Lucian.
Yeah.
Because he knows Lucian's smart.
If that hasn't happened yet, then the first thing I want to do is just walk by the school, I guess like notice boards and look up any bounties that may be out on people on the realm.
There's not a ton of like bounties on people as much as there are adventure postings, which isn't necessarily for you guys. It's for upperclassmen who get to pick what adventure they go on. But you do notice that there is like a case of like a wild animal attack in Bosk. There are some missing goods out of Eventide. Aberton has a bunch of stuff posted of stuff that's gotten stolen from them or people they want taken care of. So there's a bunch of postings like that, but you don't really notice any like people that have like bounties other than like Aberton has some like pirate bounties that are like, hey, if you take this person out, I'll give you 1,000 gold.
That's okay. I'll write down and quickly, with my little floating quill, jot all that information down because it may be useful.
Mhm.
What I really want to do is go to I am going to end up in the library. It's kind of lame, but I want to research the known operational information of like the Church of Parhan, more so as in like what major events, disasters, or aid they have provided around the realm, like the ones that everybody would know about. And I kind of want to cross-reference that with some of the nobility information that should probably be public, such as where the Breeze Hands may have had public benefit ceremonies or like known sponsorships prior to those events that the church was involved in or during.
Yeah.
This shit just got real.
This shit just got real. Go ahead and give me either investigation or history with advantage because you were incredibly specific.
All right. Let me just find Lucian real quick. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't have roll 20 up yet, but I had a 25 and a 22, so 25.
Yeah, 25 will do it. Let's start tackling some of these things. First thing, historical context. The Church of Paran used to be located in a kingdom called Plasar. About 17, 18 years ago, the Church of Corteus, which should sound familiar because that's Leo's home church, attacked Plasar, destroyed the kingdom, and the Church of Paran then had to move its capital. It is now located in a kingdom called Indira, which is located much more centralized in the nation of Timira. Since then, the biggest thing that's changed is they have militarized. I think Rosaris might have mentioned this before, but now you're putting it together. There is this organization called the Ardent Solace. That is like the church's army. You figure out that Grace Brooke and Zane, the people who came to visit you guys, they are from the Ardent Solace. You see their symbol is like a almost like a mace with a sun back behind it, and that is their like sent out on missions group when things need done, if that makes sense. In terms of ties with the Breeze Hands, they have kind of been at odds with them for a bit. There's a lot of like news articles and things like that that you can find about the sort of conflict between them, especially in Hillmount. There's this other kingdom called High Rock that they took over pretty easily, but Hillmount is proving to be troublesome because of the Breeze Hands. The other thing I'll go ahead and give you is there are a bunch of different positions in the church, but the most important one, basically a pope, is called the Light Bearer. That is like the head of the church, the person who calls all the shots. He is considered like the closest to their god. The former Light Bearer, who was located in Plasar, his name was Milarin Varus. He obviously no longer is the Light Bearer. He died during the attack because a lot of people did. When the new capital was announced in Indira, a new man was named Lightbearer, Stephen Adonis, and you're able to gather that he is probably the main reason that the church is forming such a militaristic force as of right now, because he himself is a militaristic person. So he is very adamant on their like self-protection and stuff like that. Are there any other gaps to what you're researching? Because a 25 gets you plenty.
My important question is because I'm also trying to see if this Breeze Hand and Church of Parhan relationship is a farce and they're actually working together outside of public eye. So how many events happen that maybe the military has responded to where the Breeze Hands have either been involved prior or during, or even, I guess, after, because that would paint an answer too.
That is a really good question. To the best of your ability to gather information this far away from it, anything that's happened within the past like 3 months, you probably would not have here because it has not reached Wisteria yet, at least in Earl Loomis's library. You might be able to like talk to people who are from there and get rumors and stuff, but as of right now, it's a little tough to gather. But in the months prior to that, you do find a small string of events, kind of like I told Rosaries, where it seems like the church is having a really easy time solving a lot of these issues that could very well be as caused by the Breeze Hands. So you notice like a string of like stolen property, a string of damaged property or vandalism and stuff like that. And it seems like everywhere the church goes, at least some things magically just get better and disappear.
And the Breeze Hands are always more or less involved somehow lightly.
To the best of your knowledge.
The area holding some kind of event or something.
Yeah. It seems like specifically in the past couple months, not the past 3, but like in the past 3 to 6 months, in Hillmount, the Breeze Hands activity has shifted from we view them in a very negative light to almost getting positive, and then now with this new person in charge, sort of like on the Royal Council, they're being planted as a villain again, but all of the problems seem to magically like solve themselves. Like it doesn't sound like they're actually doing anything lastingly bad because everything just gets fixed. So you're kind of right on the money. Like the church seems to be, from your best guess, causing or letting bad things happen and then fixing them and taking the credit for it.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah. With
None
that,
of the false flag are operations.
is there anything else? As a group, you guys are prepping to go out on this mission. You reconvene, you give each other all the information. You guys are getting ready to go and travel. What's the plan? How
Can
are
I
you guys
identify that dust real quick first?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Yes, Marcel be like, Lucian, look.
Yeah, I'll say this is
A pillowcase.
I could just cast the spell if that's easy.
Oh yeah, cast Identify.
All right, so I'll pull out a large pearl, and it begins to glow with blue light. And with my offhand, I have a feather that begins weaving an arcane sigil, and then I gently blow on both of them towards the dust.
You do that. You cast Identify, and you are able to tell that this is dust from like an arcane focus crystal. This was previously probably like a crystal or an orb that had this sort of like red gemstone property to it. Worth a lot of money. This dust by itself is probably not worth much, but the fact that he got it on him tells you that he was around someone using that material. And if you would like to go ahead and still give me that Arcana check, I will even tell you what spells that might be used for.
Absolutely.
If you hit at least a 15, I'll give you the classification of spell.
10.
10. Yikes.
It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah, you're not really able to tell. Just having this be like, oh, this is dust from an arcane focused. This is like a magical trace of a somewhat powerful spell. You're not really able to get a good read on it, is at least like what it was used for, other than I will let you know, even on a 10, just with your skill in Arcana alone, it is probably not any combat spell. You feel like that would have a different sort of residue. This was some sort of utility spell.
Okay. Research for later, thank you.
Yeah. But the 6 of you are together. You guys can go about researching however you would like. Let me know what the plan is.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran, that whole Kieran situation is very strange.
What's going on with it?
He seems to be on the run, but because of some, it was also like the daughter of Loomis and this the fourth tower magic dust, Lucian. I think he was trying to bring back like the dead and create an undead army to kill us all.
I don't think the dust itself is magical, actually. Probably used in something magical, but you know.
Like what type of magic?
Not combat.
Oh.
You know, I
Crazy.
have a theory
An undead army?
I have a theory
Combat?
that this possibly could have been used for him to disappear without being seen. Because I don't know why you'd leave residue behind for any other reason than it was part of something that was used in that area where you found it. And you said you found it in its bed.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps it belongs to an invisibility or teleportation type spell, I don't know. Find out on that later, I guess.
Yeah, that's... Teleportation, is that a difficult spell?
Depends on the type and how far.
Oh.
Some of them, yes.
Knowing him, he probably would try to go as far as possible if the church was after him.
Right.
Knowing who he was and what he was involved in, I would guess it's probably something closer to invisibility or something like that that seems to fit him, but they don't know.
Did you have anything interesting from the church?
Me?
Interview. That's what you two are doing, right? Looks Rosarius and Lucian.
What'd you find, Rosaris?
I didn't find much. It just seems like the church is, from what I can tell, probably using the Breeze Hands in some way. I just don't understand why the Breeze Hands are also going after Kieran.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing in my studies. There seems to be a breeze hand at every major event that the military of the Church of Parhon is involved in. Can't be a coincidence.
Maybe Kieran's supposed to be dead, and that's why they're trying to make sure he dies to not maybe reveal something.
That, or he did something to somebody that was important to their plans.
True. We'll never know until we figure it out, huh?
I wonder what Loomis's daughter knows.
Right.
I didn't even know they were close.
Yeah. Honestly, it seems like every woman was like a mile away from him.
Right. So
That's
that
a true
makes it
mystery.
more odd.
Well, you did mention that he went by other aliases like Jacob, so perhaps people were closer to him than we realized.
He called himself
Very
Leo.
possible. What? Did he?
I remember that. He called himself Leo a lot.
I don't recall this.
Maybe that's the name. Maybe that's the reason for the animal magnetism.
This motherfucker.
I think that we're going to have to figure out what other aliases he may have used as well at some point.
Right. I think we
Oh,
should
I do think-
also... Go ahead.
I think talking to Celia is a good idea too.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to say.
We should probably focus on this task first and then come back to this next time, though, huh?
Right.
True. At least we got a lead.
What did you, with Etheria and Glenn, what'd you find out?
Do you guys want to travel there the long way or the short way?
Long way.
Easier
Long
way,
way safer.
hard way.
Oh, hard way.
Short way.
So that is
Short way.
also the harder
Okay,
way.
now I'm confused. I think you'll need to just like maybe you can write it on a piece of paper, do a little tally, stop saying it all in my ears all at once. I get confused.
With the whatever pain he has left for the hearing, put hard way, but with the I instead of a Y. The Y.
Okay,
I think
Gwen's gonna take a piece of paper and write what she just said. She'll put like short way, harder in parentheses, and then write a little line under it. Then she'll put short way. Wait, no, whichever
Wrong
way
way.
I just did. The wrong one. Long way, easier in
That's
parentheses.
yours gonna
than
read over.
a
You
line.
already wrote short way.
Man.
Listen,
Marcel, listen. The hard way is the easy way. Write that down.
You're gonna confuse him.
Write that
Gwen's
down.
gonna put a tally on the short way.
All right, the
Is that
whole rest
for
of the
you?
session is trying
Or
to
Marcel?
explain to Marcel what these different options are.
The short way for me, please.
So you want to go through the woods,
Oh yeah, I'm looking for
or do you want to take a path?
I'm interested in what we can do as a party. Maybe we'll find some trouble, and if not, we'll get there faster.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a win-win.
You know we
And we
might
got
find-
the two best survivalists leading us. Looks at Thera and Gwen.
Right.
What's the advantage of going the hard way? Other than
glory,
it's,
shorter.
For glory.
it's just faster.
Yeah. Is our next task timed?
No. Something that I did not touch on, but I'm glad that you asked about, is in preparation for this mission, which I definitely should have included in this, but Professor Ranth is still your homeroom teacher, and for the first year, she is going to be the one who like helps guide you guys. But the second semester is much more like you're getting sent out on missions. We're not in class. You guys are getting sent out. She would have given you guys this, like the details for the mission, told you where to go, stuff like that. She also told you guys that as long as you are on mission, you guys can miss class, but when you get back, you at least have to tell your professors, like, hey, here is what I did on this mission. Here is how I like learned from it. So yeah, I missed a week of class because this mission ran long, but here's like what I did to essentially receive credit for class. And if they need you to make up assignments, you can make them up later. So basically, you don't have a time limit, but if you get it done within the weekend, that's great. If not, as long as you're not like taking a vacation, you're fine.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm down for whichever, honestly.
Short way.
So we have 2 for the short way.
That's three.
Anyone
You said
else?
Short way too, right?
Me? No, I didn't say shit.
I heard you say it. You said short way. At
No.
least 3 times now.
I see what you're doing here.
Well, I mean, I like woods. So
Okay.
sure, why not?
There we are. All right. Any objections to the short way?
Yeah.
Reserese, where's your tally on the paper? Come on.
I walk over to Marcel and grab some of his paint and put a tally on his.
For which one?
The short way.
All right, that settles it.
That's it.
All right.
Score.
Short way it is.
We did also learn that there's a place called the Dead Forest nearby where we're going, and it's apparently dead because somebody killed a black dragon there 8 years ago. Possibly. It wasn't an entirely credible source, but I think there
Are
might be some
we-
merit to it.
We're gonna be tourists.
No, I
Maybe
just
they
think
killed a black dragon born, and they called it a dragon.
I mean, I think that
I don't think that would kill an entire forest.
with that being said, there's probably manners of creatures that are dead, undead,
Hmm.
maybe.
Truth. All I'm hearing is that we're about to get fucked up.
You went
Um,
through the hard way.
It's
never
also
said
kind of
anything.
swampy there, so I'd advise to bring some boots. I'm just gonna raw dog it because I don't wear shoes. But just thought I'd
Leo's
let
gonna
you know.
get dirty. He's gonna
Not
be really
because you don't-
upset.
Want to wear shoes, or because no one will make you?
You're right.
Does shoes affect you? Are they uncomfortable?
Listen, buying shoes for my feet are so much more expensive because everyone else has different fucking feet. All right?
Hmm.
Wait, do you actually wear shoes? I look down. Do you have shoes on?
No.
Okay. Right. So. Okay.
Congratulations, Lucy. You learned that she doesn't wear shoes. The things she was saying.
She's just got like a little wrapping on her ankles, and that's it.
I'm glad that we knew each other for this long. That Lucy didn't know that Gwen didn't wear shoes.
Our passive investigation sucks.
I try not
Yeah.
to stare at feet too often, so sorry. Unlike Leo.
Shut the fuck up. I fucking hate you. Are we
I
going?
mean, it's okay if you want to look at my feet. That's all
I'm
right.
not looking. I'm not looking at anyone's feet.
Marcel's looking at Gwen's feet.
All right. So are we leaving now? Then is that the plan?
Okay, you don't need to stare at them like that, Marcel. That's it's a little much.
You gotta start charging for
You can
that.
blink.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Marcel just now realized you have feet.
hmm
All right, I'll let you guys know your two options here. If you're going the short way through the forest straight to Brookleigh, not worrying about like actually going on paths and roads and stuff like that, with you guys traveling at a good pace, you might be able to get there in like 5 hours. If you travel a little bit slower and safer, it'll probably take on the longer side, like 7. But the two main things that you got to pick are: do you want to leave Thursday after classes, which would get you getting to Brookleigh a little bit after dark? You would be well out of the forest by dark, so like through the most dangerous part, but you'd still like get there pretty late. Or you could leave Friday morning.
Go at night.
Thursday.
I love
Thursday.
After
There's-
classes.
Cool. With that being the case, while I pull up my notes, just to check it in, hey Leo, how's that relationship with Hildegard going?
They broke up.
No, we didn't. Never.
Oh, she didn't tell you?
No. What? This is
Um,
all news to me. I just saw her last night.
I
Yeah,
saw her with Marcel this morning.
That's not what
What?
she told me last night.
You can all go fuck
Pardon me.
yourselves.
yeah, just give me a little bit of information. Like, what have you guys been up to? How's the relationship going? Tell us a little bit about it.
I don't know. I guess. I think the relationship, we're bonding a lot more, and we spend. I mean, we spend almost all our time together, other than when I'm with them. So, studying, dates, that type of thing.
Yeah, any specific
You-
dates? you want to tell us
Huh?
about? Any specific dates happened so far? You guys just having like picnics and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Or...
So far, yeah. I think last session we talked about like the garden.
Oh yeah. You guys going to the Magi
Yeah.
Garden, looking at some magical plants. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
That's
We go
cute.
into the tower sometimes too.
All right, I'm breaking y'all up. This is
Yeah.
nah, I'm messing with you.
Leo's taking
The next time you go to the
tower.
garden, instead of you seeing Gwen eat the glowing things, she's gonna put them in a jar.
Jesus.
This
We just see Gwen every time we go to the garden. and We've gone several
She
times.
is always there, and you
Always
don't know
there.
why.
Always.
All
And
right.
I haven't said anything to her yet.
So, Thursday, or I guess technically Magum is the name of the day of the week in this setting. You guys prep to leave for
Magnum
your
PI.
mission. That's different. You guys leave after class, probably towards like 3 or 4 p.m., like right before dinner. I'll just ask it now. Is there anything you guys specifically bring with you as like prep for the mission, other than your typical armor, weapons, gear, and stuff like that?
Can we like shop? Do we have money?
Yeah, if you guys want to like buy some stuff in your downtime, that's always an option. The school has shops.
Yes.
There will also
Perfect.
be shops in Brookleigh.
Yeah, how much money do we actually have though? Because I know we never really established that for some people.
Right. Yeah, I'd
Um,
like to
I
know.
have a side hustle.
I'd like to think that Leo is hella fucking rich.
You're
I
spending way too much money on Hilda.
I have a lot of money.
I have a lot of money.
so
Yeah, girlfriends take a lot of money, so sorry, Leo.
I will say
Yeah.
at this point,
I valid.
you guys won 1,000 gold, or was it 1,000 gold at the scavenger hunt?
I think so. And we split.
Yeah,
it.
we split
Okay,
it
word.
You
or 7.
you split it 7 ways, so you should have that money. But other than that, if I haven't told you to add any, that should be all you have.
Wait, so how much was it when we split it?
Which, if you guys didn't add it then, I'm kind of tempted to tell you not to add it now. But I will say that each of you
Nah.
would have about 140 gold.
Okay, perfect.
I'm stacked.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good.
I also have myself a nice little summer home.
Oh, sure. We just have to go there, do the mission, and then we walk back, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the most popular store?
In Earl Loomis's campus, there is a place called Andra Plaza, which I know you guys like have at least visited before.
Yeah.
There are just a number of small shops there. There is a like magic item, almost thrift shop, where people who go out on adventures and get magic items they don't want, or get better ones and trade in their old ones, they'll like sell it there, and then the shop will sell it to other adventurers. So it's like it's a hit and miss on what you get there. There's clothing, armor, weapons, stuff like that. School supplies. There's just a bunch of regular shops there. But anything specific, like if you're looking to get anything outside of just basic potions, you'll need to find someone who can do alchemy for that.
No.
I want to buy the supplies for some healing potions that I can brew myself later.
I'd
Uh,
like to buy a couple healing potions for real.
Sure, yeah. Actually, I will even say Lucian, because I like letting you guys do stuff in your downtime. If you want to say that you bought that and you made the healing potions prior to this, Leo could even like give you the money to buy the stuff for it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And Marcel went and negotiated for us, right?
If you want to bring it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, Marcel. We need you.
I'm useful.
Negotiates the price up.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Absolutely.
Now, oh wait, are you saying it's worth 20 gold? No, it needs to be worth 40 gold.
Yeah.
Am I doing it right, guys?
You're lowballing.
Yeah, let's make this super fast. I won't make us sit here for
Yeah.
a super long time for this, but really quick. Marcel,
Persuasion.
give me a persuasion check. And then Lucian, go ahead and give me however many you want to buy. You'll give me 1 alchemist's supplies check for each, which I
well-
believe it will be an arcana check, but you don't have expertise, just proficiency.
What's
Ten.
the cost of
Did you say
each
10?
one.
10.
The cost of each one is about 35 gold.
How many do you want?
I want.
And I'll
I
let you
want
know.
2.
If you roll really well, you can make 2. If you roll really poorly, it goes wrong. But anything between like a 5 and a 20 is you make a potion with 35 golds worth of materials.
Roll high, bitch.
I'm still gonna buy the extra materials for 2 more, so we'll do 4. We'll do, what is that, 140 gold worth, and I guess Leo will pay half.
Actually,
Yeah.
let me be nice to you guys here.
Perfect.
You're on school campus. While you're prepping stuff on school campus, in the future, as long as you do it on school campus, I'll let you take the like no inflation cost, so 25 gold a piece. So if you want to get 4, it's 100 gold.
I rolled a natural 1 for brewing, but yeah, I'm gonna
Oh god.
So yeah, roll me 4. The first one goes wrong, and that will be 25. I'll say on a failure. Or wait, what's your modifier for it? Because you add your intelligence and your proficiency.
yeah, it's -2 to whatever that is. So 7 for the first one.
I'm so confused, huh?
So you said it's intelligence, and then just like I just basically intelligence plus proficiency is what you're asking for.
Yes.
So if I roll Arcana, it's -2.
Okay, so yeah, that 9 will be a 7. Even on a nat 1, you're still skilled enough to not mess up. So you get 1 potion.
And then
Nice.
the second one would have been 13.
Again, 1 potion. Go ahead, roll 2 more.
Sorry. Here, how about 2 more? 19.
Go.
And it sounded like fucking natural, but it is.
Yeah. So again, even on 2 nat 1s, you still get 4 potions of healing. You're still saving money this way. So I would give that to you.
Did I get 2 from the 19 or just 1?
Just 1. The DC
Okay.
is 20 to get an extra one.
Gotcha. Damn it. With a +8, I suck at this apparently.
Bad rolls.
That's a high +8.
And I thought my 10 was bad.
Yeah.
I give 2 of the potions to Leo.
Perfect. I
All right.
get. How much gold am I giving you?
It was 105.
Okay.
It should have just been 100.
Oh,
Unless Lucian is yanking your chain.
You bitch.
I give him the 5 back.
And honest, if we're being real here, you only got 4 potions, right? If you're paying for half of them for 2, that should only be 50 gold.
Listen, I was trying to tease him. He just ruined
I'm gonna give him 60 for doing the work.
That's right.
70 because I worked hard.
You did.
If you roll 2
Even though
nat
you
1s,
fucked
you
it
didn't
up,
work
it's
that
like
hard.
He was trying so hard though.
He was trying so hard, like it blew up in his face.
He comes to you guys, his hair is singed, he's got like some like burn scars and stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, his hair is like all like topped, like it's just completely vertical.
Nah, I'm messing.
I don't know how to change this. I tried water, it's not working.
I'll take the 60 and call it. That's cool.
Perfect.
So let's get to traveling then. You guys got some prep done.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I have a little prep I wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. Let's
It
get
just didn't
prep
involve
done.
shopping. It didn't involve shopping. So I'm
any
just gonna
prep.
say-
This is prep time. Let's go.
I'll buy
Alright,
a
alright,
tent.
I want to make a dozen cookies.
What?
I want to make cranberry oatmeal cookies. And I also want to put the glowing things that I put in the jar from the garden. Oh my god.
All right. You keep note of that, but absolutely. Marcel, you said you wanted to buy a tent?
Yeah, in case we overnight.
Sure. I'm just gonna let you know that'll be 2 gold pieces, and you can get a like medium tent that will fit 2 people.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Gordy, can I just grab some like dry food, like dried meat for
Yeah.
rations?
If you want to spend, I'm assuming for each meal it'll be about 2 silver.
All right.
So however many you want to get, multiply that by 2 silver, pay for that. Anyone else? We're having a little shopping spree here. A little prep spree. No? Last call? After this, I'm locking you out of it. right, let's go. So, can I hear you guys? Is someone talking? What is happening? Oh.
+1 weapons.
There we
Oh,
go.
dude, we're just robbing the store.
I want an
Okay.
armor class of 26. Oh, shit.
What
he's back.
happened when I was gone?
That was really weird, yeah.
You agreed to give all of us an AC of 30 since you didn't say anything.
If you want to fight God himself, yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Nice.
Come on, let's do it.
We'll do a
An
one shot.
AC of 30.
That's exactly what I want to do.
It'll be
All right.
the one shot takes place in Marcel's imagination.
Yes. Actually, that would be cool for a one shot just to have a dream sequence fight where you guys are like level
That'd
20.
be kind of cool.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's how we all die.
One more time. Last call for any prep or shopping. Last I heard was Rosaries was spending money on rations.
And a 10 from me.
And you got a 10.
And I want some rope.
Cool. Let me look up how much rope is. Do you
50
want... there's silk or hemp rope. Silk, I think, is stronger. It's also more expensive.
How much is that?
And
Hemp-
feels a lot better on your body.
Hempen
Trust
rope
me.
will be 1 gold, 2 silver. Silk is 5 gold, 2 silver.
I'm gonna go with the silk.
Cool. You get 50 feet of silk rope
Perfect.
for 5 gold, 2 silver. One more call. Last.
Yep.
All right. So,
Marcel takes a shot to adventure, guys.
the couple days before, you guys are scurrying around, talking to each other, planning, going to Andra Plaza to the shops to get some of y'all's adventuring gear and stuff like that. You guys do some research on the area, plan around researching Kieran and where he might be, information about the church and stuff like that. The day of, you guys all meet together in the forest outside of Ura Loomis, like right outside of Rorsch Plaza. And you guys start heading south towards Brookleigh. It's sort of like southwest from where you guys are now. You just kind of like go in that direction. You guys know you'll eventually hit the river, follow the river down. Brookleigh is at the end, right by the lake. So as you guys start going through the forest, there are a bunch of trees beginning to get their leaves back because this is fairly early spring. There's a bunch of flowers beginning to bloom. The air smells of like recent rain and that petrichor smell that everybody loves. So like very earthy, very natural. It's not cold, but it's like a cool air that is, comfortable. There are a couple birds that fly overhead. You guys spot some animals running in the distance, like some deers hopping over bushes and things like that.
Boom!
Marcel starts sprinting after a deer.
Eldritch Blast!
Shit.
With the way you guys are going, you're actually going to pass over multiple like small trails and rivers through the woods, but you're not following any of them. You're like blazing your own trail straight towards Brookleigh and, making your own route. As you guys go, eventually towards the more like the edge of the woods, after about 2 or so hours of traveling, you guys find a like decently sized path that you begin to follow out of the woods. So you guys continue on, and you remember your Onkeg fight where you guys went in this direction. That was further east of where you are now. So you're like, you're on a different route. This is new to everybody. As you guys begin traveling down this path, you hear some like rustling out in the distance where some animals are probably eating, or there might be some deer, maybe some wolves or bears. You don't know. But you're on the lookout and you're keeping an eye out. As you guys are walking through the path, it comes up to a bend, and right after the bend, you guys notice a fallen tree just sort of like covering the path for the most part. It is one of the trees that lost its leaves during the winter. Obviously, with it having fallen over, it blocks the path, so you guys can easily just walk over or around it. But what do you guys do as you approach it?
Guys, we're doomed. This thing is the end of our journey. We cannot defeat this fallen tree.
Gwen's just gonna jump over it.
Witchcraft.
Tell us what's on the other side.
If she makes it.
It looks the same, guys.
Marcel will
Everything's
respect the tree and try to go above it.
Does this tree look like it's fallen over naturally?
And it can't get up.
Ooh, give me a perception
Does that
check.
life alert?
That's an 8.
Even on an 8, you ask the right question. You look over and you see that the stump to this tree is still there, and it was very clearly like rudimentarily sawed off and fallen over. Without any extra roll needed, you notice that it is about 10 or 15 feet away from the stump, and this thing was very clearly placed here.
Is there any damage on the tree?
You start inspecting the tree, and you don't notice any specific damage, no. But with that, as you guys are sitting there, Gwen hops over the tree. Leo, you look back. You guys hear a tiny bit of rustling out in the forest again for what could be some animals moving around.
Guys, I think I know what it is. Dire beavers. They're like beavers, but much, much bigger. Explains everything.
So like a dog-sized beaver?
I think I saw that in the book Professor Ranth gave me.
Yeah. How is she doing anyway?
I
Is
didn't.
she missing?
Look,
She doesn't
I don't
miss
think
you. She's good.
this tree has fallen naturally. I think this was put here to deter us.
By dire beavers.
Gwen, what's your armor class?
Shit. 16.
Cool. So 21 hits. All right.
Oh.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as a smaller arrow flies out from behind a tree and hits you in your arm. And you guys immediately see about 6 or 7 goblins come out from behind trees with bows pulled ready to fight. I need everyone to roll initiative, but that's actually where we're going to take our break. As we
Nice.
Okay, so you want to roll initiative first?
No, we'll roll, or yeah, go ahead, roll initiative now, and then when we come back from break, we'll just start combat.
So we can roll it.
Yes, let me switch over to the map. After we'll do that once we start break.
Whoops.
Oh,
We'll be
they got
right back.
21.
That's
Um,
nice.
We will be back. Give us about 10 minutes, and then we'll pick back up where we left off.
Can you give us a quick rundown too of what creature's holding what
Yes, gladly.
weapon-wise?
So, you guys were on this path. You just crossed over this fallen tree that was, for some reason, not where it was supposed to be. And then it became very clear this was an ambush. But the people ambushing you probably are not the smartest, because, Gwen, you got shot up from this direction, sort of to the north, to the top of the map, from a goblin who had stepped out and shot at you. Looking around after that, you guys immediately notice multiple small groups of goblinoid creatures step out from behind trees and prepare to attack you guys. Gwen, you had something you wanted to do to start combat.
Yeah. I want to say to the goblin that shot me, "What the fuck, man?" and like the goblin language.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say that was unnecessary in common.
Give me a history check to see how well you remember these words in Goblin. I'm gonna eat my.
No,
food
see that
as
what
we
you
do it.
said was incorrect. That's Eastern Goblin. We're Western
Okay,
Goblin.
it's just
different dialect.
12.
12.
It is a 12.
You
That's
yell
it.
out what you think to be "what the fuck" in Goblin, and then one of them scrunches up its face a little bit and looks at you, shakes it off, and continues to pull back his bow. So you think that you might have messed up a word or two in there. You never know.
Chicken runs in the garbage? What? Whatever.
Anyway, Lucian, you are first to act, and if you guys want to make this easier, I have all of them labeled like Goblin 1, Goblin 2, so you can just tell me what your character does and which one of them you're targeting without us needing to ping stuff as much. But Lucian, you're first to act with Marcel up next. So Lucian, what do you do?
Lucian's going to shout, "Nathar Smalum," and he's going to pull a small bound bag from his backpack, and it kind of looks like an old lunch bag, and he pulls looks like the crust of an apple pie. If you remember a couple episodes ago that I gathered from the lunchroom,
Yep.
and I start doing this weird dance that's very uncharacteristic of Lucian, as this powerful fey-like energy coats the area where these three are right here. And I'm going to cast Nathar's Mischief.
And you're which ones?
It should hit all three of the ones in the middle there. The ones that are
the-
closer.
Okay, Bugbear 2.
We can't
Goblin.
see the numbers
What?
in our roll 20. It's not on our screen.
Oh, they don't
Yeah,
have
we don't have
nameplates for you
names.
guys?
Nope.
No.
What? That's stupid.
Oh, that's the best one, too.
How
Oh
do
my
I
God, yes.
make it? All right. Well,
Let's do it like the old days and just pee in.
yep.
Pee in.
I guess so. That's
So,
tough.
because of what I rolled, each creature in that area must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling, become incapacitated, and use all of its movement to run in a random direction.
Cool. You said wisdom saves.
Yep. And
Goblins are notoriously good at that, right?
Yeah.
DC is
You're very
16
wise.
now.
Bugbear fails. Goblin 1 fails. Or Goblin 4 fails. Goblin 5 rolls a nat 1. So all of them are now. I'm going to essentially call this charmed, even though that's not really what it is. So all of them begin hysterically laughing. Is that what you said?
Hysterically laughing, yep, and running in a direction.
Fantastic. Cool.
They are considered incapacitated, though, if that matters to anybody else's abilities, because that could.
So they are,
I
for all
think they're
intents and
easier to hit.
purposes, incapacitated. They are no longer a threat to you guys. Fantastic. Honestly, wonderful. I like this. They are going to, on their turns, just run around and be stupid and goof off. But
And is this a tree?
yes, or that's a
see.
bush, but it's a
Oh,
pretty
well.
big bush.
It's a nice bush.
It's a
I'm
nice
gonna
bush.
move over here, kind of going over
That's
the log
bush
near
conversation.
Asari's and Marcel, because I'm scared.
For sure. That'll
Hey,
bring it
Lucian.
to Marcel.
All right. Remember, guys, how I went through that really epic quest of self-discovery and figuring out who I truly am?
Yep.
No. Oh, okay. Let me show you what I have learned. You see, he start focusing, a bunch of veins coming from his eyes and ears, a little bit of blood coming down from his nose. Then he just pulls his sword. Armor me up! And then you notice that out of his sword, another Marcel pops down. Hey, Marcel! And then that Marcel starts T-posing and then wraps around this the real Marcel, and now there's the armor. Marcel armor. The only one that will help me is another Marcel. And
I'm just the other Marcel.
he casts mage armor. So, and that's gonna be his turn, as he is gonna be like, "Is this cool, Lucian?"
Why didn't you cast that when we left the town?
I forgot to.
It's cool.
You
Yeah,
have to
this
talk
turn.
to it every time.
Wait, I never actually tried. That's a good idea. Maybe I should just. Well, thank you for that. Now I got new insight.
After Marcel does that, casting mage armor, surrounding yourself with yourself. Strange as that is. This goblin down here, goblin number 5, is going to start running around, laughing hysterically, stretch out, apparently.
Expanded.
And then he's going to smack into this tree and then fall prone, just on his back. This goblin will take a shot at Leo, being the closest one. Leo, that is a 8 to hit.
No, sir.
No, sir. Next, this bugbear is just going to throw a javelin in this general direction. So if it misses one person, it might hit another. Start with Leo. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Cool. Athera, does a 12 hit?
Meets it.
Cool. That is going to deal 6 points
Leo,
of piercing
why did
damage.
you take the hit?
Reaction. I don't know. Reflexes. I
I
just
don't know.
watched it.
She like
I didn't think about it. I was trying to get hurt. I was thinking like you get hurt.
Yes. My fault.
So yeah, Athera, you get pinged with this javelin. I'm not gonna say it does an incredible amount of damage to you, but you do get hit by it. Deals 6 points of piercing damage, and that is going to be this bugbear's turn.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you, Leo, for asking.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
Gwen, that brings it to you with an arrow sticking out of your arm. It's not very big.
I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm going to shoot the prone guy who hit himself in the tree
Sure.
or with the tree.
Interesting choice.
That is a 26 to hit
Yeah.
and 10 damage. And then I'm also gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the goblin that shot me.
Sick. 10 damage is going to kill this goblin.
Beautiful.
They do not have a lot of health, so he's gone. The one that shot you, I'm going to say, is this one up here, goblin number 1. So if you want to cast Hunter's Mark on it, I'm going to go ahead and put a little red dot on.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna stay where I am for now. I'm not gonna move.
For sure. That is going to bring it to Bugbear 2, this bottom group down here, with goblins 3 and 4. This set of goblins, this one's going to move a little bit further this way. This one also running in a random direction. He's just going to literally just run straight this way. It looks like he's just running away. And then this bugbear is going to attempt to start climbing this tree for no reason. He drops his weapon and starts climbing the tree. This goblin moves over here and he's going to take a shot at Gwen. That is a 19.
Yep, that hits.
That's 7 points of
It's like the
piercing
same
damage.
arrow.
Yep. Second arrow, exact same spot. Now you have 2 sticking out of your left arm.
How you doing, Gwen?
I mean, it could be a little better, but it's all right. It's fine.
Also, if y'all don't
I've had
mind,
worse.
don't forget to update your tokens on here with your health so that we have a gauge of roughly where
I
you're
would if I could.
at. That's right. You
Yeah,
said
Gwen.
7
Gwen.
damage.
And 6.
I'm at 24 out of 36.
Oh. I didn't realize you had 36 health. This has not been updated since we leveled up. That's going to be all of them. That brings it to Leo. We're moving pretty quick with Athera up next.
Leo is going to step back right here, right behind Marcel, and then he's going to
Hey, Leo.
cast. Hey, what's going on, Marcel? And then he casts Bless on Marcel, Lucian, and Athera.
Nice. Y'all go ahead. You can make little marks for that. Leo, make sure to keep track of concentration. But very cool, very cool.
And that's it for Leo right now.
Sick. That'll bring us to Athira.
I'm going to. Hey.
Here, transform into a goblin. They might treat you as one of their own.
haven't learned that yet.
Oh, well, maybe something big with teeth and claws.
I'm not sure. Frankly, I'm not sure if they're worth it.
Oh,
I don't know. I've been trying some new fighting techniques. I'm gonna test it out first. She's gonna just enchant her. Shillelagh will only work on the quarterstaff, right? It won't work on my
Yeah, I believe it's only a simple weapon.
Yep. She's just gonna do that for now. She's gonna use that as her bonus action. Run up to this bugbear and just hit it with Shillelagh.
Nice.
Quarterstaff.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me some attack rolls.
15 to hit.
That will not hit, actually.
whoa.
Wait, you have bless.
Yeah.
That is true. You can go ahead and roll, but even with a +1, it's going to hit, so just go ahead and roll damage.
Perfect. Go me. 8 damage.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
If that is your turn, I'll bring it to the enemies with Rosarius up next.
Yeah, sure.
She's like, when she does that, she kind of wants to like observe and see, like, does he look really hurt? Does he look like, oh, that's just a scratch?
I mean, he looks hurt by it. Like, that was a pretty solid hit, but he's not. I'll let you know he's still like above half health.
She kind of like shakes her wrist, like the shock of hitting it hurt, and she's like, yeah, I'm not sure this is worth it.
Yeah, you're sent a little reeling. You just barely were able to actually hit him, so you probably like grazed some of his armor, so that hit was pretty solid. But you're not really used to practicing. That's not your forte. All right, Bugbear 1, that group's gonna go. Goblin 1, he's taking a shot at. I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for him, which they are not good at, if you could not tell. If he gets high enough, Leo, he's gonna see that you're casting spells and target you. He got a nat 1. I'm tempted to make him shoot himself, but I don't think that's an option. He's going to take a shot at Rosari's. That's a 19.
Holy cannoli.
That
Rosarius,
that meets.
Meets.
Oh.
All right. That's going to be 5 points of piercing damage. Goblin 2 is going to take a shot at Lucian. They are not. That's another nat 1. I'm just rolling like shit. He goes to take a shot, and the sound of Gwen yelling out a slur of swear words, he like gets spooked a little bit, and the arrow just flies off way above y'all's heads. The bugbear is also going to throw a javelin. That is a 13 to Rosari's. I don't think that hits.
No.
No, definitely not. That will bring it to you, Rosari's, and then Lucian, you are up next.
All right, is 0.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1 and have a -1. Let's go. Rosari's just gonna. I'm just gonna run into the middle of these two. And this one, the one on my right, is just a little goblin, right?
Yes.
So it's pretty safe to assume he has a lot less health than the bugbear.
Yeah.
I'm going to run up and just take a swing at the little goblin. Sure. Rate of 19 for 19. Does that hit?
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Full damage.
12 damage to the goblin. Yeah, fully dead.
Yeah. I think as I walk up, I just pull out his arrow and just look at him and say, "Nice shot. Mine's better," and just swipe him.
Yep. As you're walking up, pull the arrow out, draw your sword, one swipe, and this goblin just and falls over dead. completely gone.
And then I think I'm just gonna take a step further up to get out of people's line of sight
Nice.
in case they want to shoot at him.
Yeah, smart. That'll bring it to Lucien with Marcel on deck.
I'm gonna roll for my effect real quick to see if I even. Okay, it's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna continue to run in a direction, still incapacitated. The two of them that are alive, I mean.
Word.
And I'm gonna move 30 feet up this way. And if I use Mage Hand, can I use it to distract, like, waving somebody's face? Oh, no, it's concentration. I don't want to do that. Never.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold an action. That's it. To cast the spell in case I change which one I want to cast.
Ooh. So I think the rules for a held action typically is you have to not only give the action, but the thing that causes it. I am fine if you want to give me one or the other. So if you want to tell me I'm holding this spell, but I can cast it whenever I want as a reaction, I'll accept that. Or if you tell me if Rosaries gets hit or something, you don't have to tell me what spell you cast, but you can say you're like holding a spell.
I'm gonna be holding Hold Person.
Hold person. Okay. Yeah, as long as you tell me what spell it is, I'm totally fine with that. Marcel, that brings it to you.
All right. Oh man. Okay, he's like, I'm coming for you, goblin. He starts running, and then he's like right over here. Oh, but that was kind of anticlimactic. Pulls out sword, fires with Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, in a little more serious tone, I'll say that you fire your Eldritch Blast as you're running up. You know you're not gonna be able to like make it to him immediately, but you have enough time to attack on your way up. So you roll your Eldritch Blast, go right ahead and make that attack roll.
Okay. Okay, I got 9, but I also have Bless. Just a D4.
I don't think it's possible. Armor class is above 13.
Okay. 12.
All right, as you're running up, you cast an Eldritch Blast from Jock, who the Eldritch Blast swings just a little wide. These goblins are small, hard to hit, but you're still running up on them. That brings it to Bugbear 3 and Goblins 5 and 6. 5 is dead. Bugbear 3, he is with Athera. He's going to take a swing once this goblin comes around to help him fight you. They're both going to take an attack. Both of them have a +2 for flanking. Let's start with the Bugbear. Morningstar, +4 to hit. That's a 16 to 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I apologize in advance.
Oh, no.
12 points of piercing damage.
You got it.
The goblin rolls an 18 to hit, and he is going to deal 7 points of piercing damage. So you are just getting hit left and right from these, the Bugbear and the Goblin. You run up with your shillelagh and get a good strike in, and then they immediately retaliate, and you were like overwhelmed, taking
Regret.
a big chunk of damage.
As it's like hitting and everything, she's like, I am never not wild shaping again.
What's your health looking like?
6.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yikes. So that's gonna be them. Yeah, Goblin 5's dead, so there's nothing else to do here. But that brings it to Gwen.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to Bugbear 2.
Bugbear 2 down here at
And
the
I'm
bottom.
gonna shoot his ass.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, 18 hits. Go ahead, and roll damage.
Okay. You had me
I-
scared when you said
I
I'm
was-
gonna say,
no.
and then nothing came after.
I was trying to make sure that Lucian's spell doesn't give you advantage, but incapacitated makes it where they just can't take actions or reactions, I think.
Okay, so it's 10 plus 3, so 13.
13, that's a good amount of damage. Yeah, you take a shot, it lodges in this Bugbear's shoulder. A lot of blood comes out. This thing is looking pretty hurt. You got it about halfway with that one shot.
And then I want to move on top of the tree. if I can.
Sure. Give me like a super low DC acrobatics check to just stand on the tree. But if you
Okay.
roll a nat 1, I kind of want something funny to
Please.
happen.
Okay, I got an 8.
That's good enough.
Alright.
That's fine. You're able to stand on it without falling off.
Basically 2 to the right, 1 up.
Word. Yeah. Right there. Alright, Bugbear 2 and Goblin 3 are gonna go. He is going to charge you, but he's not gonna have enough room, so he's gonna throw a javelin.
He's still under my spell.
Oh yes, he is. He can't do anything. He continues
Get
to attempt to
fucked,
climb
buddy.
this tree. I'm gonna roll an athletics check for him. He got really high. He starts scaling this tree, drops his weapon on the ground. He is up there. He spends like 20 feet of movement just climbing up the branches. This goblin looks at him confused, sort of like repositions himself, and he's gonna take a shot at you. That is another 18 to hit,
Yep.
and 5 points of piercing damage as yet another arrow. Just for the memes, I'm saying it's hitting the same
Wow.
spot every time. So yeah, he takes his shot. That's gonna be all of them with Leo up.
Leo is going to move up right behind Athera and cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh.
Thanks. She's gonna be like, is this because you let the other spear thing hit me instead of you?
No. I just thought you needed the help.
Um,
And that's 13.
Sweet. Thanks.
Nice.
And that's going to be it for Leo
Sick.
for now.
Thera, that does bring it to you.
Yeah. All right. She's going to wild shape.
Who would have guessed?
Oh my gosh.
So Natalie, we have had some stuff working behind the scenes for Thera.
Yes.
Nice.
If you would like to make the attempt for the thing that I will keep completely secret for now, would you like to give me a nature check? Or actually, what's like a wisdom skill you're proficient in?
Well, now I gotta look through all of them. There's only like a gazillion.
If you just want to roll
Um,
me a wisdom check with proficiency, I'll take that.
Gotcha.
One. Wow.
Yes, 25.
25. I know that you were very happy about that. However, that is not going
No.
to meet the DC that I set.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Wow.
So to let you
But
guys know,
Does it go down?
yes, every time you
Okay.
attempt this, it will incrementally go down. But to start, even a 25 isn't going to make it. So
Okay.
you go to wild shape. Tell us what you turn into.
Okay, so I'm going to go to wild shape, and I'm like glaring at the bugbear that hit me, and I've got like those thoughts in my head. I'm like, okay, like thinking about what Hildegard said and all that. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm angry enough. So I like really focus, and then it's just a brown bear.
That's still pretty sick. Do we have a brown bear in your
We
wild
should.
shapes? Yeah, let's brag. Let's drag this bad boy out here.
Oh, I
Oh.
got one.
You got it.
Two
right.
brown bears.
Yeah, I also believe it's large, so you can scale it up like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scudathera out of the way. You now have your brown bear form. You wild shape as a bonus action.
On top of
You're
him.
on top of him. On top of Leo.
There we go. I'll put him there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, go ahead and make any attacks you want and tell me who you're targeting.
Yeah. I'm multi-attacking on the bugbear, so I will go in for the bite first. Cool. It's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Did it do the damage as well? Yeah, 10 piercing.
10 piercing. That is pretty good, if I'm honest. He's still up and kicking, but he's looking really hurt. Your bite connects really well with like his off arm that he's using for a shield, I believe he has. You get a good bite in there, lots of piercing. You like bite down to the bone, but he is still alive.
Right. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my paw and just like swipe him across the cheek, see if I can knock him down this way. Nat one.
I don't think
Yeah.
that does it. As a matter of fact, I think you swing and you hit the like apple tree that you guys are near, and you just like smack a couple of apples at him, and he.
Can I have one stuck in my claw? Like, ah!
Yes, you get an apple stuck on your claw.
Good job. We needed some food.
Oh my gosh. Cool. Then I will just stay there.
Fantastic. Okay. That's going to bring it to Bugbear 1 back up here with Rosaris. Goblin 2 is going to fight Marcel. He's confident. He's got you. It's going to be so easy. That's a 21 to hit.
God damn.
All right. He hits.
That's 8
And then I
points.
use a reaction to Held Rebuke.
All right, go for it. You do take 8 points of piercing damage, but give me
All right.
that. It's a dexterity save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that damage. I almost rolled a d6 for his dex save. That would have been hilarious.
19.
He fails, and you deal almost 3 times his health.
So he stabbed me. Hey, good job.
Yeah, he stabs you, and you cast Hellish Rebuke, and he is immediately swathed in flames, and within half a second, his entire body is gone, and he's reduced to ash. Yeah, he's dead. We're sorry.
How say you guys?
Rosars is just picturing this is the same guy who hugged himself for mage armor and is slightly confused.
Yeah.
That bugbear got a 16 to hit, so he swings at you. You block it with your shield. Very easy. It brings it to your turn, though.
I think as I watch Marcel do that and the bugbear miss, I'll just look at Marcel and be like, I see your training's paying off. Let's see if mine is.
Oh, I already had that ability.
19.
19 hits.
9, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a smite to it.
Ooh.
Go right ahead.
16 on the smite, so 9
Ooh.
piercing, or 9 slashing and 16 radiant.
So here's the thing. You got 25 damage. Technically, bugbears have 27 health, but I'm the DM. I control this universe. I do whatever I want. I'm going to say with that incredibly good damage roll that you one-shot this bugbear.
As soon as the bugbear goes down, I just look at Marcel and be like, I guess both our training's paid off, and I start just heading towards the rest of the fight.
That brings it to Lucian. But if you want to go ahead and take movement, you can. Lucian, what are we doing?
Lucian's going to hold the same spell,
Word.
but he's going to move over here behind Rosaris again.
Nice. You guys start running towards everybody else. You're kind of grouping up, but you're holding concentration on the spell. Just remind me when we get there so I don't forget. Marcel, that brings it to you.
Fires Eldritch Blast on the goblin right here.
Go right ahead.
23
That definitely hits.
and 13 damage.
Jesus, y'all are one-shotting every single creature. Your Eldritch Blast shoots out. What does it look like? I know you shoot it from Jacques, but like, give us the visual.
Yes. Yeah, since this is after a little bit of upgrading. What Marcel now does is that he used to describe like a piece of stone and like write stuff on it. Now all he has to go is, okay, Jock, let's go. Like kind of like a laser beam. But when he fires, it's just signatures of Marcel and with a smiley face on it, and that signature that goes rushing towards the enemy and just leaves a giant hole in them if they die. So there's a big Marcel face in the dead goblin.
Interesting. The Marcel face
Force
flies,
damage.
yeah, hits this goblin, and you watch as like his skull caves in as this hits him in the face, and he immediately just falls to the ground and dies, very comically so.
All right, and I will try moving 30 feet towards the rest of the group because everything's dead here.
Yeah, go ahead, take your movement. That's going to bring it to Bugbear
Yeah.
Ree and his group, so Goblin 6, they're fighting Athera right now. They're going to continue to take attacks with a +2 Bugbear first. That is a 15 to hit.
Yep.
Cool. That is going to be 13, I think 15 points of piercing damage from the Bugbear. And the Goblin gets a 16, so I know that hits. That's going to deal 7 points of piercing damage. So again, these two are just jumping you, taking wild swings. Their clubs and weapons are like spiked and very crudely made, but dealing a lot of damage to you, especially with you being a bigger target. So they're like piercing through your thick fur and, causing you to lose a little bit of blood here. But that's their full turn. They are not moving. This one will actually scoot down just a little bit to get away from Leo, but that's going to bring it to Gwen.
Okay. I'll just keep fighting the same bugbear.
Go right ahead. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's that one.
Question for Lucian. If they take damage with this spell, do they remake the save?
No, but on his turn, he's got to make a dexterity save. Actually, it's technically supposed to happen on my turn. Him and the other one need to make a dexterity save. So these like flowers pop out of the tree and spray water in their face.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Gwen, that one, your arrow shoots wild as this thing's climbing through the trees. It hits some branches and just doesn't quite make it. Bugbear 2, you said he makes a dex save?
Yep.
That is a 5.
So he is blinded as the flower sprays him in the eyes.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, he's blinded. I'm gonna roll him on another acrobatics check this time to not fall out of the tree. He got really high. Okay. He holds onto the tree and he is good, but he is blinded. I believe Goblin 4 is part of him, so he needs to make another dex save. That is a 14.
He's blinded as well. Squirt, squirt.
They are Leo.
What's Athera doing in that tree?
You'll never know.
Leo's gonna reach out and touch Athera's bare form and cast Cure Wounds again.
Whoa, without consent?
For 10 points, and he's going to say, I need you to do better.
She's gonna be like,
What the heck? You're a cat.
She's still in school, guys. She's still in school. Give her some break.
Turns out
like a sound machine.
It turns out the druids just have to mimic animal sounds in wild shape, and Athera just hasn't quite gotten it yet for some reason.
I was thinking cats.
Yeah, you were trying to turn into a
Leo's
big
just gonna
cat.
step back. That's it for me.
Cool. Actually, to be honest here, Athera probably thinks that she's just a really big cat.
Yeah.
But Athera, what are you doing?
I'm going to go ahead and just staring down these two guys that keep really hurting. So she'll go for the multi-attack first. She's gonna try and use the claw. Her claw's at the bugbear, so she's gonna swipe at him again.
Sure. Go right ahead.
24.
That will in fact hit, yeah.
It's gonna be 7 slashing, and I'm gonna say like the apple is still on that paw, so she like hits him, and the apple hits the side of his head and just kind of like bonks and knocks off as well.
For sure. You said 7 damage.
Yep.
And again, like I did before with Rosaries, you got him low enough that I'm going to say that takes him out. So your giant paw smacks him in the face, knocks him down, and he is unconscious or dead.
And she's gonna turn to the other guy and go in for a bite attack.
Go right in.
22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And 7 piercing damage.
And again, that's just enough to kill a goblin. Athera, finally in her element now, turning into a bear, not a big cat. Within 2 attacks, kills the bugbear, kills the goblin, and now you guys are only left to deal with the 2 that are currently under Lucian's spell.
I'm gonna like turn around and look at Leo and just kind of like snuff, like, was that good enough?
Are you sure you don't mean no?
That is going to bring it to Rosari's.
I think Crisari's is just gonna run right here. And this bugbear is partially up the tree, right?
Yeah, he's about 15, 20 feet up.
I think he's just gonna pull out a dagger and just try to launch it at him.
Sure, give me a ranged attack. What's the range on a dagger, actually? Because this might be out of range, because if he's 20 feet up and you're 20 feet away from him, you're about...
I think it's 2060.
It's 2060. I can do it at disadvantage if you want.
Yeah, do it at disadvantage, but you have advantage because he's blinded, so it actually cancels out, because D&D mechanics are goofy like that.
Okay.
So a 17 hits.
Cool.
This would be 1d4 plus dex.
8 damage.
How'd you get a +6?
I don't know.
It should be just plus your dex. So
Yeah.
whatever you rolled on the d4.
So
Do you have
1
the-
damage.
Okay, yeah, 1 damage. Still not bad, but I think that D&D Beyond might not be counting that as a thrown weapon. It might be counting it as a single-handed weapon if you have the dueling fighting style.
Okay.
Yeah, if I could figure out where those are coming from, that might be different. Yeah, you launch a dagger and it does nick him like through some of the leaves. That'll bring it to Lucian again.
Lucian just realized that he can cast Mage Hand because it's not concentration, so I'm going to summon that and try to tickle the bugbear in the tree.
Sure.
Is that violence?
No, it's not violent.
What's
Trying to make him
the
giggle.
what's the
Amazing.
range on Mage Hand? I don't want to be.
I think it's 60 feet, but let me.
I mean, yeah, you're within range now. I was just from back there. That might be a little far.
30 feet. So I'll move as close as I need to.
That'll work. I'm gonna say, give me a sleight of hand check.
Yeah. Do you know all his nice, tender ticklish spots?
Well,
So, just to humor you, I rolled an acrobatics check on his part, or to keep his hold on the tree, and he got a 6, and you got a 12 on your sleight of hand, right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna say, as he's holding on and blinded, he like grabs onto a limb and starts wiping his eyes, and you send your mage hand up there to like start tickling right on his arm, and he instinctively pulls back and lets go, and then falls out of the tree, and he's gonna take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as he falls to the ground.
Nice.
As he falls, my previous spell changes, and this like grove of like molasses and weeds and algae form, and it makes it difficult terrain where he fell.
So yeah, he basically just can't get up. You guys see him like kind of like stick to the ground as it sort of molds around him and sticks to his skin as he begins moving around, and the plants just seem to not want to let him go. That'll bring it to Marcel.
All right.
I guess this goblin will also start moving this way, but difficult terrain. He can barely move.
Hey, buddy. Advantage. He's gonna stab him.
Go right ahead.
That's a 20,
That'll definitely hit.
and using swords, and it does 11 damage.
That takes him over his health threshold, and you stab through this bugbear, and you watch as the life fades from its eyes as the clouds dissipate from Lucian's spell. just fell to the ground, probably hurt his ankle, and then you come in and you help him out and stop the pain.
Hey, it's okay, because you're dead. In 3, 2,
And
0.
stab through. That will bring it to Gwen.
Okay.
There's only one left.
Yeah, I'll just move my hunter's mark to him and shoot him.
Go right ahead. It's almost impossible for you not to kill him in one shot.
Nat 1.
15 to hit.
That will hit.
A 7.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I don't need to calculate my hunter's mark unless
Go
you
ahead.
want me to.
Go ahead.
Okay. 2. So 9.
Yeah. I mean, that'll do it. He's
Alright.
dead. The last of the goblins is now gone. So you guys have officially cleared them out. You do a quick scan looking around and you think that's all of them. That should be good. I don't think there's any more here. But you guys sort of reconvene and you can continue on your way whenever you would like.
Can we loot the goblins?
Sure. Yeah. Without any checks needed, I don't think there's any reason to make you guys roll an investigation check for this. I will say that all of the goblins had like a little very poorly made and poor condition, but like it functions, short bow, and then like a pseudo scimitar made out of like some random metal piece that they found that was sharpened. And then the bugbears all have a couple of javelins that you guys could take. There's a total of like 13 lying around the battlefield. And then they also have again, kind of like poorly made morning star of just like a club of wood with a bunch of spikes driven through it. It works, but it's definitely not pretty. They also have like a little bit of armor, crudely made shields, just patches of leather armor in places that might help. And then in total, if you guys would like to figure out how to split this up, they would have about 2 gold and 4 silver worth of money between all of them.
Nice.
All right, let's hold off until.
Who knows
Leah's
how to
gonna-
get enough?
Do you want to take everything
None of us.
so we can see about selling it? It might not be worth much, but it's something. Got textbooks to pay for.
Leo cast Cure Wounds on Gwen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For 5.
Before he does that, though, I want to rip the arrows out of my body.
As you're ripping them
Yeah,
out,
around
Leo
the
covers the wound.
That was a very good spell, Lucia.
Yeah.
Takes a long time to finally do something, but I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That training with Professor Barron really paid off.
How much did you heal me for, David?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't one of us have that, like, bag of carrying thing? We could put some of the weapons in there.
Oh wait, do I have that? I do have that, don't I?
Yes, you're the one who holds it.
I forgot. Yeah, let's just put it all in there.
We also have a tab in the Discord for the bag of holding.
I knew we had one, but I didn't remember it was me that had it.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, because I imagine like you have the bag of holding, but you also have like a book that like keeps track of what's in and what's out. Okay, I'm gonna credit
Yes.
this.
Will you copy and paste everything that we found there? I'm just gonna shove everything in it.
Oh, I just listed it off, but if one of you guys wants to take a note and write it down, it was 3 morning stars, 6 short bows, 6 scimitars, and 13 javelins.
Well,
6 scimitars, 3 short bows, 13 javelins.
6 short bows,
6 short.
3 morning stars.
3 morning stars. Did you say there was some armor?
There are like bits and pieces of leather armor, so I would just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Do like 12 leather armor with like a little asterisk beside it. Like it's not an actual set of leather armor, but it's put together pieces.
Material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's material.
It's more rough material than it is actual armor.
You give it thatch. You know what to do with it.
You also have someone who can use smithing tools in your party.
I don't believe it.
Well, should we get going then?
Oh yeah, we're in a rush.
And we did
Actually, no,
try
we're
to
not
take
time.
the fast way, so
Should we take a moment to tend to all of our wounds?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
you don't look.
You
like
could
you
also
have
take a
any
cookie
wounds.
break.
We just need to take an hour.
I'll tend to Gwen's while she eats her cookies.
Hey, I have cookies for all of you. All right.
I love cookies.
Gwen takes like 6 little bags of cookies out of her. They're like in clear bags out of her bag, and she hands them out. But there's 2 bags. There's one with noticeably larger cookies that she keeps for herself, and there's one with noticeably smaller cookies that she gives to Athera. And everyone gets 2 cookies each.
I will say, just for the shiggles, everyone who eats one of these cookies that Gwen specifically made, you can regain 1 health.
Nice.
It
It's
doesn't
not
seem
much.
right that she has smaller cookies because she has a better of an appetite.
I see what you did there.
Somebody can have my magic 1 HP cookie if you want.
You don't want my fucking cookies?
No, I want
Oh,
it. but I
shit.
don't
Wow,
need it.
Lucy.
I
that's so
do want to
rude.
limit it. I want to say that you can only regain 1 HP from it because I don't want this to actually be mechanical, but I will say to reward Gwen for making you guys cookies, everybody can heal 1 HP. Just
In
for
that case, it's my damn cookie.
Does the cookie, like, do the cookies look weird at all for me putting that glowy shit in it?
Oh, you put
They're
the glowy
glowing.
shit in it.
Yeah, I said that.
-5.
I
So we get-
forgot.
We're dying.
We all get poisoned. Hey, I ate them first that one time, okay? And I don't think anything bad happened to me. So Shorty never
edibles?
told me.
That's true.
Why not
hey,
something?
hey, Izzy, will you roll me a D100?
Okay, my golf ball, come here.
I
We're about to get high
totally
as hell.
forgot. Oh my god.
Great.
I got a 37.
Cool.
37.
Will you do me a favor and quickly just improvise? When you were in the Magi Garden, what sort of plant would have stuck out to you? Like, I'll let you describe to me the plant that you grabbed. What did it look like? You know the general vibe of the Magi Garden with the magical plants, spell components, kind of stuff like that.
Well, it was specifically like those floating, glowing orbs that you told me about,
yeah.
or that you told us about. So that's what I would have grabbed.
So, did
I'm
you want to
not-
like grab one of the flowers that emitted those?
No, I wanted to try to like grab those balls and put them in a jar or
So-
whatever they were.
So to let you know, the little floating orbs are more like imagine if like pollen emitted a little bit.
Okay,
of light.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
wanted to try to like collect that and add it to the cookies, that would work.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
Um,
did.
Cool. All of you eat the cookies and you don't really notice an effect. Nothing seems to be happening. You're fine.
Does anyone have allergies?
I have all of them.
Are you fucked?
But my cookies are smaller, so it didn't affect me.
But yeah, do you guys head back on your way to Brookleigh?
I think we just take like just once, or like a short rest, and that's about it.
Yeah, if you guys want to take a short rest in the
Like an
meantime.
hour.
I will say, as of right now, you guys have been traveling for close to 3 hours, so it's not dark. Actually, it's getting dark. You guys are still probably about 2 hours away from the city, so if you take a short rest, you will be traveling while it's dark. But like the sun is currently about to set, it'll probably be dark within the next 30 minutes to an hour.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we got
stick
sent
with
to
us.
our wounds.
Yep.
So short rest.
Hi.
Cool. You guys sit for about 30 or so minutes recovering, looting, eating the cookies, and like sitting on the log. And I will let you guys know afterwards, as you're traveling, you continue heading southwest from where you had this combat, where I'm pinging, just on the edge of the Uralumis forest. You head out as the forest thins, you hit the river, and you follow it west. The sun goes below the horizon, the air gets a little bit colder, and as you guys are walking and the sun is dipping below the horizon, it starts to get dark, you guys notice that just very, very faintly, each of you are emitting a little bit of light. Not even 5 feet, but it's just to the point where even if you don't have dark vision, you look to someone else and you can see like at least their outline and like a couple of their features, even with it being dark outside.
Marcia just struts with it. Like, oh yeah. I like it already.
Gwen, what did you put in the cookies?
The cranberry oatmeal cookies with a secret ingredient.
Yeah, what's the
Oh, no.
secret?
It's supposed to be secret.
Yeah, but it's obviously doing something. Maybe we should.
What's it
know
doing?
what is. You're bluer than normal.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Yeah, you know the garden area in Uralumis?
Yes.
You know the like floaty glowy things?
Probably.
I think it's like pollen or something.
Yeah, it's no.
But it glows. And I've eaten it before, and I was fine. So I put it in the cookies.
Yourself. No.
Why would I notice that? I don't look in a mirror all the time.
I can't.
But we
Nothing
still
else
can see each
happened?
other.
I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe don't put other random plant ingredients into cookies in the future without like researching it.
But I ate it, and it was fine.
Well, you have a different.
Why would I have to research it if I tested
your
it myself?
body makeup is different than us. Maybe it's okay for dragonborns. Maybe it's not okay for a human. And I'll point to the human in our group.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, not all of you are humans. That's right.
Can we only have one human?
I'm remembering this, but I forget who it is. So that's
Lucian.
Honestly, this is really helping me see in the dark. I don't have to be as focused. I can just follow Versaries.
Yeah, maybe I should like save these cookies in the future for if we're going to like a cave or something. I can't see in the dark. This
I
might help
agree.
me.
Again,
I
it
can see
doesn't
the
let you
dark.
guys see in the dark. It makes you glow in the dark a little bit. Just a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
it might help. Who knows?
Okay, so this one time it worked, but no more secret ingredients in cookies without researching it.
But I just told you I already researched it. Okay,
Eating it does not count.
I was fine.
In Skyrim, it does.
What's Skyrim?
Marcel's just drunk right now.
Where did you go?
In my mind's eye, that's where I went.
See, it's clearly affecting him differently.
You
I
sure
just
that's
felt a
just
little
not
woozy.
Marcel?
That's fair.
As you guys continue your travels, after it gets dark, you continue on for about an hour, led by those of you with dark vision, followed by those of you without, but can see like the faint glowing outlines of where people's skin is like emitting the tiniest bit of light. You guys eventually stumble upon Brookleigh. You follow this river down to the city. You hear the sort of crashing of waves from the lake. I guess not crashing. It's not that loud, but you hear birds overhead. It's relatively quiet. As you come up, you cross a like stone bridge going over this main river in the area, over to the city where there is like a wooden, not doorway, but like gateway without a gate. You guys enter the city. There are a couple of people walking around. It's mostly quiet. It is probably about 9:30 right now. But as you guys
Should I wake
enter,
everyone up?
probably not. As you guys enter, you immediately see like the very few people that are walking around. You see two people in like what you assume to be fishing attire with a little bit of equipment with them. They have like vests on with a bunch of materials and stuff lining their vests and pockets. They have some stuff in like a backpack. You guys see them heading off down a road to your left, and then straight ahead you guys see what looks to be like a well-lit tavern with some lights outside of it as someone like walks out the doors cheersing their drink to their friend as they walk in different directions.
Oh,
Where to?
Maybe
probably
talk to the fisherman.
Hmm?
Talk to the fisherman.
I mean, if everyone has energy for that.
Hey, fisherman, get over here.
They're
Whoa.
like a little too far away for you to just holler at them.
Okay, Marcel will still say that.
You know, hey fisherman, and they're like 200 feet away down a road.
Oh. Yeah, maybe we should walk towards them and talk to them.
Maybe.
Marcel walks towards them so he can talk to them.
I'll follow.
You guys follow down this little side road as you're getting into like the bigger part of the city. The city isn't massive by any means, but it's definitely not as small as some of the villages that you guys have passed. So it's not huge, but it'd be like relatively easy to kind of get lost in. But luckily you guys are staying off towards like the I guess eastern side of where you came in from. As you guys follow them, you watch as they, like 100 or so feet away, walk into this large white stone building. And as you guys walk up to follow, you see two stained glass sort of portraits on either side of this like double doorway. It's not massive, but it's definitely like one of the nicer looking sizable buildings here. It looks to be a chapel. On the left stained glass, you guys see a depiction of like 3 different 4-point stars. And on the right stained glass, you guys see what looks to be I guess it would be a waning crescent moon. And then on the top, above the door frame, there is like a sign or like a metal symbol of the 4-pointed star and the crescent moon overlapping.
So, dear, do I have to knock on the door and say sanctuary, sanctuary? Sir!
Maybe we should ask Rosaries what these symbols mean first before we just barge into what kind of looks like a place of worship.
I was gonna ask.
Sanctuary!
You just stayed in inn. Probably be comfier.
What do the symbols
Definitely.
mean? Do Mia Rosaris know?
I'll let either of you make a religion check, yeah? You guys are pretty well read.
I can do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, if you want to roll with advantage with Lucian helping you, you guys can like sort of whisper to each other and be like, hey, you think this is this?
18.
18 solid. You're not sure exactly what this specific like church or chapel is for, but you do notice that the two symbols are for 2 different gods. Ori, which is the god of the stars, and Aurelia, which is the goddess of the moon.
And are those 2 the ones that are married to each other?
Yes, so the fact that you remember it outside of a game, I'll even tell you that like the symbol together is probably a symbol of like the fact that they are not considered one entity, but they are in the like mythology of religion married to each other and often referred to as like the lover gods. So this chapel is probably dedicated to them both as a like married couple.
Which
Okay.
2 was it?
Ori, O-R-I, and Aurelia, A-U-R-E-L-I-A.
And their son Oreo.
And their son, Aurea.
Cool.
I think I know what these stars mean. I think it says
Okay.
like second star to the right and till morning? Straight on till morning. There we go.
Man,
You know
Marcel
what?
has some weird dreams.
That's great. You should follow those instructions.
As far as I know, neither church or them together poses us a threat. We would be safe, as far as I know.
So
guess
that means I
if
can knock
go-
on door?
Sure.
Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
Marcel bangs on the door a couple of times, and it sounds like relatively quiet until like 30 seconds later, a sort of older half-elven woman opens the door. She looks to be in maybe like her mid to late 50s in terms of half-elf years, because they live a little bit longer than humans. So you can tell that she's got like a couple of wrinkles in her skin, which is like this very light blue shade. She's got these very deep, dark blue eyes that you guys can see lit up by like some of the lights coming from inside this chapel. She opens the door for you guys, and she just says, "You can come in. There's no need to wait outside. This
Oh, thank you.
is open to the public." She like steps back and holds the door open for you guys.
Rosaris enters. Rosaris, go enter first. Marcel starts pushing Rosaris first.
Marcel says, "For sorry's enters." He pushes them in.
Yeah, keep going with that. Marcel
yeah.
just pushes Rosaris.
You guys file in whatever order you would like, and you guys see the two fishermen sort of off to the side as this woman guides you in. She closes the door behind you guys, lets it swing closed. It's dimly lit. It's not super bright in here, but there are like some like small lights and candles placed around everywhere. There's a whole table dedicated to just like stacks and stacks of candles that are all lit, and it looks like there's a little praying altar beside it. She welcomes you guys in, and she says, "I assume that you guys are new, considering that you knocked on a public building's door. Would you like some guidance or information?"
Guidance.
Information.
Information.
Yes.
I...
Both.
Okay. What would you like? I should ask that. Welcome, I suppose.
I would like the truth.
There's gonna like kind of like just put hand over, like on Marcel's arm and be like, okay, actually she's gonna turn to the lady and be like, "We were actually hoping to talk to the fisherman that came in here a few minutes ago."
Oh, sure. She motions over, and you guys see these two fishermen sort of like standing up from kneeling. There is this like small fountain over on the side of one of the rooms, sort of pressed against the wall. With like a little waterfall coming out, and then like a couple of small candles behind the waterfall, like built into the wall. They're standing over there, getting up, getting ready to go, talking to each other. As you guys see them approaching, the woman says, "Yes, feel free. And, obviously, you are free to also go ask for a blessing if you would like, but I'll be here if you need me. I'll let you talk to your friends." And she heads off to a different part of the chapel. Like, still within the same room, but different areas.
I'm gonna
Marcel,
like,
go.
well, yeah, I'm gonna lean over to Marcel and like point at, okay, those are the people you can ask the truth from.
But don't you think there's something fishy of those fishermen? It's not just the fish they catch.
No.
I guess we're gonna have to find out.
Oh. Hey, fishermen, are you fishy?
They look to you and they
Sure.
say, "First of all, excuse me, please don't yell in the chapel. Second of all, if I smell bad, you could just tell me."
Do you smell bad? Does he smell bad? Yeah.
You ask me if he smells bad? I'm gonna roll
Yes.
for him.
Vote for odor.
He got a 17. He actually smells kind of good. He smells kind of like that earthy scent that I told you guys about before, like leaves and soil and rain and stuff like that.
My favorite.
No, you don't smell that fishy.
Theo's gotta take a big whiff of them.
He says, "Well, thank you, I suppose. Can I help you with anything? He waves to his friend who heads out. Seems like he's kind of in a hurry, but this guy stays back to talk to you guys.
Do you know anything about the missing fisherman?
Yeah, I wasn't too close with the two that went missing, but I do know what you're referencing. Do you not?
Well, we're just here to figure out what happened. See if you knew any, like maybe some extra information that would really help us.
Gwen, since you are sort of heading this, I'll let you give me a persuasion check with advantage. You're aided by your party, but let's see how open this guy is to sort of just revealing information on a whim.
Ooh, first in that 20.
Ooh, no
Yeah.
need. He immediately sort of like sets you guys down at like a little area where you guys can sit and talk off to the side of the center of this chapel. He says, "Yeah, so two other of the fishermen, Lyron and Selric, they went out to investigate the place just to see what the noise was, but they never came back. As far as I know, their ship is still, or I guess they took a boat. They didn't take like a ship or anything, but their boat's still over on the other shore, and they're somewhere over there. I don't know why they haven't returned. It's kind of confusing."
So, did they go over to the dead forest, or?
Yeah, that's where the lighthouse is that they went to check out. Which the lighthouse didn't really pose a problem. I'm sure if you guys are here to investigate, you already know that they're missing after investigating those noises. We don't get much of it over here, but they went to just check it out and never returned. And that was about a little over 2 weeks ago.
Do you think you could describe the kind of noise it might be if you know what it sounds like?
I mean, from here it's really faint, and I hear it out on the water a couple of times, but it kind of sounds like a bear almost.
All right.
So it's got a weird tenor to it, but yeah, I guess it's kind of close to a bear.
Have you heard of any maybe rumors or stories about the lighthouse or anything over there?
Some people are saying it's haunted, but you know, why would ghosts turn on a lighthouse light? That don't make any sense.
Maybe
Is there,
he
like-
couldn't see.
Is there a person that actually works at that lighthouse?
No, it's been out of order for years. Quite a while.
All right.
I mean, people don't live
used to
over
run
on
the
that side of the
lighthouse.
forest anymore. You know, we
Oh.
have a lighthouse here in Brookleigh, and then we got one over more close to Mosswood. But the one in the dead forest is, yeah, that's been vacant for damn near a decade.
How big is this lighthouse anyway?
About lighthouse sized.
What's the story behind the lighthouse?
Who was the original worker?
I mean, hell if I know. This was years and years ago, but if you ask me like the history of the lighthouse, well, it was a lighthouse. We had some people who lived over on the other side because they just preferred to be away from the big city, and we had that lighthouse built and set up like some long time ago, I'm assuming, for the people who lived on that side where the dead forest is, but
What are the rumors surrounding the lighthouse?
that it's haunted.
Well,
I think we
mean,
went past that, Leo.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, like,
Rewind a couple seconds.
but who died? What was the crime? Was there one?
I mean, not that I know of. I've only lived here for about 4 years, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Do you know someone who knows more about the lighthouse?
Well, I mean, and he points back to the woman who invited you guys in. He says, Mauricia, she's lived here for most of her life, I'm assuming. So you could always ask her.
The lighthouse, is it part of the town? Like, you know, whoever may have owned it may have paid taxes or whatever, and there might be records of it.
No. Like I said, it's specifically built for people who lived on the other side of the lake, who lived outside of the city, so they wouldn't have been part of the city.
At this point, Athera like just kind of moves to the back of the group and without saying anything, she's gonna go over back to Mauricia.
Yeah.
And talk to her instead.
Cool. To sum that up, you guys keep talking to him and he gives you his story. He tells you, like, he's a night fisherman. He goes and fishes at night, where, it's a little less crowded. There's a specific group of night fishermen who, like, work with each other and say, hey, the day's too crowded, we'll go out at night. And a lot of people have been really hesitant to go out, but recently a couple of them are like, hey, listen, if we go out together, we'll watch out for each other, we'll keep lights on our boats and stuff like that. He even tells you guys that he was here to, like, drop a copper piece in the fountain and ask for a blessing, which is what him and his friend do, just for that extra bit of safety. You guys finish that up. Athera, you head off and you've talked to Mauricia, and if any of you guys want to also peel off, I'll let, like, maybe one, maybe two people. Yeah,
I'd like to go.
Sure. We'll say
I want to thank the fishermen.
I would also like to go.
I mean, if everybody wants to go, then Athera, you can't really... I'll let you decide.
Yeah,
Did you want to peel off yourself, or is this like I'll let them keep talking, but whoever wants to go with me can?
Marcel will stick with the fish pen, though. He has something to say.
I mean, it's not like she's against, like, she's trying to do anything secret, but she is kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to these people, to the Mauricia instead,
Gotcha.
and just trying to kind of go alone, but if somebody follows,
Yeah.
she won't
We'll
stop.
say that you go alone at first, and the rest of you guys notice, and as you notice, you can peel off and join the conversation a little bit later whenever you guys feel like jumping in.
All right.
But Athera, you dip
Okay.
off, you go talk to Mauricia, who is back sort of like at a desk organizing some papers and books and things like that. She sees you come up, she, like, brushes back the, like, sort of like golden blonde graying hair that she has. Again, her skin is like this very light pastel looking blue color. Her eyes are much, much darker. She looks at you, gives you a nice soft smile. Her eyes kind of crinkle. She says, what can I do for you? I see that you guys had a pleasant conversation with your friend.
Yeah, I mean, they're very nice. We actually just met them. Our group is from Loomis.
Oh, yes, I should have put the pieces together immediately. I'm the one who sent out the request for aid. Obviously, I'm a little close with some of the fishermen, specifically the ones who like to go out at night, and I've noticed their hesitation to go during this weird time. And we've called for aid from Ilium, but have had no real response. So we figured asking a third party would be our best bet.
Yeah, we were talking to the fishermen, and they didn't seem to have a ton of information. Could you just kind of explain a little bit about what you've been experiencing, what you've heard, if there's history in that area with strange happenings?
Well, rumor has it that the only history of the area was it was populated before, over a decade ago, with a smaller village than Brookleigh, about the size of Tiron's Turn or Crag Pass, but some people lived out on the other side, set up a little encampment on the edge of the forest near the mountain. But the area was apparently ravaged by a dragon some time ago. A lot of people think that that is just rumor and that the soil actually just dried up and no longer supported life. All of the trees died. A lot of the plants and animals disappeared. And with it, most of the people left too. So that's...
Is that normal for lands around here to just die?
No. And I, of course, have never seen a dragon in person. I would probably be off recording information for some arcane student somewhere answering a bunch of interrogative questions, but that's what the general belief is that it was ruined by a dragon.
You see. But there was never actually any sighting of dragons that you know of.
Not that I know of. I guess any
And
people
are-
who were over there at that time don't live there now.
Are the two fishermen that went missing the only people that have been hurt by this in some way that you know of?
Yeah. We haven't had anybody else go out yet, especially after those two's disappearance. But it's still stressful. It's still... No one wants to take the chance. With the two going missing, a lot of the fishermen have essentially stopped doing their job.
Would you have... I mean, it sounds like the best thing for us to do is just get over there and see for ourselves. Would you have a way, like a boat or something we could use, or someone we could talk to get over there?
Yeah, Marcel's actually going to ask the fisherman.
Yeah, she points over to the fisherman that you guys were talking to, and she says, I would not be the person to ask. It would be him over there. I am more if you need guidance in asking for a blessing or making an offering or any sort of... I can do some basic healing even, but if you're looking to seek passage across Lake Tiron, that would be for a fisherman, not for me.
That is fair. Hopefully my companions are figuring that out as we speak. Out of curiosity, what does your god offer as far as blessings?
Well, I mean, so to give you the simple version, Aurelia and Ori are both gods pertaining to the domain of night, because Ori is the stars, Aurelia is the moon. So a lot of people see them as symbols of, guidance and travel, navigation, even using the stars for navigating the waters of Lake Tiron or the ocean. And Aurelia is also the goddess of sort of like peace and tranquility in the nighttime, the shadows. So making an offering, a lot of fishermen believe it will give them luck in navigating safely, helping them be more perceptive, especially at night, and just kind of not attracting the attention of any unwanted, creatures.
And how does one participate in this?
At this point, if any of you would like to join in, Mauricia walks you over closer to where the fisherman is, and she brings you over to the little fountain. You look at it, and there is a little, like I said, like a round-ish fountain with like copper and silver pieces thrown into it. And she says, well, you toss a coin in, and you make a prayer of your own, or you can read off the prayer that we have instilled above. And you see a little metal plaque with like, looks to be a poem engraved into it. A little like poem or prayer.
Athera is just gonna pull out a gold piece, and she's gonna put it in the fountain, not say anything out loud, but just kind of seems mildly like intrigued by the whole thing.
With that, I will let you give me an invisibility check with disadvantage, or invisibility check.
An invisibility?
Yeah.
A what?
A religion check with disadvantage.
Got it.
And if you want to read the poem, I do have that prepared if you want to know what it says.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, she's not going to read it out loud, but...
Yeah. Even if you read it to yourself, that might actually help you with this check. Like, if you're making some sort of prayer in your head, that would take away the disadvantage. But if you're just tossing the coin in and seeing what happens...
Oh, yeah. She would read the poem, but more out of like a intellectual interest, not so much of a like, oh, okay, I'm praying.
Yeah, you toss a gold in, and I'll let you know, here's what you get. Reading the poem, you read it, and it says, the night is meant to wonder, not be weary. But darkness is there to fear in the moonlight. Blessed Eora, my service is but a trifling gift, but I hope it pleases you. That's sort of engraved in the little metal plaque right there. And I will go ahead and read this out, trusting everybody else not to metagame. But with a gold piece, you get 3 bonuses. You get a +1 to any survival checks made to navigate, or like travel anywhere, if that makes sense. if you don't have dark vision, you get dark vision out to 60 feet. And you get a +2 to stealth while in darkness.
Great.
But with your lower religion check, you do not receive any other bonuses. So as far as you know, you toss this gold coin in, and I'll even tell you right now that you feel like you watch the ripples of the coin go through the water and then bounce back in, cross each other, and continue going until they eventually calm. You see the reflection of the candles behind the tiny little fountain waterfall thing that seems to be feeding this. You don't really feel any different, but you feel like a tiny little twinge of curiosity, and that's interesting. But over the table, you get those bonuses.
Sweet.
So about that fishing boat.
Yeah, so if you guys want to take a trip across, I mean, I don't mind helping you out, but I'm not planning to stay over there. So I'd be much more liable to, I guess, rent you out one of my boats that I have that you could use. I have some that'll probably fit all of you. I'll even say, if you want to make just the deposit on it, if you bring it back, I won't even make you pay for it. If you're settling this problem for us, no payment needed.
Do any of us know how to actually sail a boat?
Oh, it's just a rowboat.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good deal.
It's not no big ship or anything. It's just one of my rowboats that I have to take out.
Sound pretty good, right, guys?
Sounds
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Are you guys wanting to take it out tonight?
Well, these problems typically happen at night, right?
That is
Yeah.
true.
I am game.
I
I
mean,
guess we're going.
I would prefer the morning personally, but
Girl, you outvoted.
Just eat something decent coming.
you also didn't get shot by 3 arrows. But okay,
You got
That's why we
healed.
short rested, Gwen.
I still like
That's
to take
true.
You
naps.
didn't take.
You
a
can
when
nap
you
in the
short
boat.
rested? That's
Yeah.
All right, so we're all on the boat. Or we're all going to go to the boat, and that's the good deal.
I mean, listen, from what I understand, there's not much life out on that side of the lake anyway. So if you guys want to go over there and investigate, and then just set up camp or something, I wouldn't blame you for that. But the thing is, we want to find these missing people, and whatever's causing these problems, we want to get down to the bottom of it.
Yep, nighttime seems like the best case.
Huh?
So, everyone's ready? Just show us the boat and we'll head out.
Cool. I mean,
Let's go.
y'all can follow me whenever. And he looks up and he sees Athera still over by the fountain, which, again, if any of you guys want to go over and join, if any of you were paying attention, you probably could have overheard their little conversation about tossing a coin in and receiving a blessing. But I'm not going to obviously force you guys to do that.
Yeah.
So if
I
anyone's
probably would've heard it,
curious,
but it's not my type of god, so I would not do it.
I'm just gonna go over to Athera and be like, so,
Asteria.
do you feel any different, or
Not really.
Maricia looks at you and she says, well, obviously you don't have to perform any prayers, but it's just call it a superstition, or just a regular stition.
Marcel jumps to that regular station. What do I have to do?
Oh, well, I just told your wood elf friend here that you toss a coin in, you recite a prayer, or make your own. You can read the one that we have posted. It's just a commonality. And you ask Aurelia and Ori for their blessing.
All right.
Marcel just poses, hands together.
He's thinking for a second. He's like, all right, coin. Tosses coin inside the water. And then he begins saying internal prayers.
Gwen just crosses her arms and watches?
Marcel, do we get to know what this prayer is?
No.
All right. I'll let you decide. I gave Athera disadvantage.
I'll tell you, though. I'll tell you.
You can tell me later.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide. I gave Athera a disadvantage because her prayer wasn't really like genuine, coming out of place of like earnestly asking. If you want to just make a religion check, you can do that. You can opt to give yourself disadvantage if you think it fits.
All right. Marcel, he puts like his heart and soul into everything.
That's true.
So I'll just do a regular religion check, right?
Yep.
And it's a 3.
What type of money are you tossing in here?
He did toss a gold.
Okay. Same thing I told Natalie before. You don't really feel like a blessing wash over you or some crazy effect. But just for you to know, if you make any navigational checks, you get a +1. You already have dark vision, so you don't have to worry about that. And you get a +2 to stealth in darkness.
Ooh. And then he looks to Gwen. Gwen, I feel transformed. Like so much different things happen to me inside. You can't even possibly imagine it. It's like a new world. I don't see people anymore. I just see togetherness, like absolute friendship. Everyone here, we're all friends.
Isn't
I'm
that
gonna
what you
look
always
over
see?
at Gwen and be like, "Oh, he's
yeah.
clearly tripping."
He hit some drugs from Kieran before he
I
left.
swear it's the stuff you put in the cookies.
I don't think so, because no one else is acting like that.
It's world changing. Up is down, down is up, sideways is down, some other
It was
direction I
definitely
can't even
cookies.
pronounce.
Sideways
it's
is
crazy,
the
man.
other sideways.
I do have chalked up.
I'm gonna like take Marcel by the shoulders and turn him around and just start moving him towards like, let's leave.
The fisherman joins with you guys and he says, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and start guiding you guys down to the docks. We'll be outside if you guys are ready." So you
I'm
guys
ready.
start to head outside. You with your
Lucian would linger for a second.
yeah, Lucian stays back for a second. And you guys can wrap this up in whatever pace you'd like.
Dear, we're gonna leaf like a tree.
No. We're gonna go across the pond, like on a boat.
Happy. Woman.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Thanks, dear. You're there.
You're welcome. She just
Rosarius has eyes behind the back of his head. I saw it.
All right, y'all are basically out the door at this point. The remaining 4 of you, what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna follow to the boat.
Cool. Gwen also exits. Lucian lingers for a second, so we'll get to that whenever you're ready. Leo or Rosaris?
I'm just headed for the boat.
Oh, Leo's out.
I think Rosarius is just gonna kind of stay. I don't think he trusts the church enough to leave Lucian by himself, so he'll stand by the door. But he kind of looks at the offering, kind of scoffs, and says, "Like demons aren't worth my time."
Out of curiosity, do you happen to like get close enough to read it and look in the fountain, like read that poem that's posted on it, or are you sort of like keeping your distance?
I think I got the closest I could to see it without like getting up on it. So like I stayed the furthest away that I could.
Yeah.
To still see it.
I'll also read this out for you, but if you'd like to make me a religion check with advantage, there is a little bit of information that only your character would get because you're taking religious studies. But to read it out one more time, it says, "The night is made to wonder, not to be weary. What darkness is there to fear in the moonlight? Blessed Yora, my service is but a trifling gift, but I hope it pleases you."
I got 11, by the way.
An 11. I'm going to say that's enough to at least like recall a little bit about this. Obviously, Yora is not the name you'd expect to see here. With that being said, you piece together a little bit of information here. You remember reading about Yora and the fact that it's not from this continent. It's a name for like a different culture in a different part of the world. But the thing that sticks out to you is like they don't have it posted here. Or no, I had that backwards. In the book that you read it about, you remember because it like didn't have an author. it was just a poem that was sort of spread around and, you know, circulated through this region that it's from. This one has an author posted, but I'm going to ask and say you have to get a little bit closer and actually look at it to read the author's name.
No, so like I recognize the poem a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
Yeah, you read
Okay,
about
yeah.
it in your religious studies class.
But in the textbook, it didn't have a name.
Yeah, in the textbook, it did not have an author, but here you see an author posted.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the bait. I think Rosari's is. If anything else, he wants to tell Ariel, like, oh, hey, I don't know if you know this, but literally down the road, there's an inscription with the name.
Lucian, you also watch as Rosari sort of like steps towards the fountain a little bit with whatever you're doing here. I'll go ahead and let you know, Zach, that the name put where the author is very, very short. It's only 3 letters. It reads Knox. Lucian, what are we doing here?
At some point, I want to slide over and just ask the priestess what you do with the money. Does it get gathered up? Does it get donated to the city, to people in need, like, or does it just sit in here forever?
She lets you know. She says, "Well, I don't use it for personal gain, if that's any comfort, but it does go towards the church and our attempts to. Well, I guess I shouldn't call this a church. This is simply a chapel, but it's used to, you know, give aid where it's possible throughout the city. So if people are hungry or in times of, you know, less resulting fishing, it helps to give food to those who need it. The church also offers solace and housing to those who may need it."
May insight check it.
Go ahead.
Oh, 7.
She rolled a 5, so you beat her. I'm not telling you if she rolled deception or persuasion, but I will say that on a 7, you get the feeling that you're pretty confident that she's honest. She might not be just like spilling every single detail to you, obviously, but you can tell that she is being forthright and saying like the money does go to a good cause.
Okay. With that, I would move away from her, take a few more lingering moments to continue writing down, and with the quill, I like to take notes of everything I see, including the inscription, whether it means something to me now or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also going to spend a little time just doubting that anybody would waste their money to some sort of upper power and not just take care of things themselves, more or less. But with what she told me and me believing it, I will leave a coin on the edge of the fountain. I'm not going to throw it in because that's silly to me.
Nice.
But hopefully it goes to somebody's good fortune.
For sure. What kind of coin do you leave out of curiosity?
I'll leave a gold one.
Lucian sets a gold piece on the edge of the fountain, gingerly setting it down, it barely making a clink against the stone. And then the last thing that we hear is the footsteps of Lucian soft and pattering against the cold stone floor and the clinking of Rosari's armor as you guys leave to join up with your group. As you guys head out into the city, and we still see this gold piece sort of sitting there flickering in the candlelight. And that is where we will end tonight.
Marcel turns to Thera. I think they were using the restroom.
Oh, I didn't see one in there.
And that's where we end the
Why?
stream.
There was that wishing well. You know?
Yeah, they were peeing it. That's what
Right.
happened. All right. Well, appreciate you
Yeah.
guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.